ready, baby! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Heck yeah. The Stew Dance, ladies and gentlemen. How much more fun can you have? Well, we're going to ask that question, and we're going to answer it very shortly when I bring my guest on. But until then, for all of my visitors that are here, maybe for the very first time, and for all of my subscribers and Cravenites, welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. And I am so happy you have chosen to spend some time tonight on this Saturday night with me on my little speck of sand on this enormous beach of YouTube. And I'm glad you found your way here by appointment, reservation, or by accident. Now, guys, tonight we're going to have a great time. Yes, we are. We're going to be talking about, just a couple of movies you might have heard of in the pipeline, Scream 6 and Halloween Ends. But we're not going to stop there. No, we've got this Jordan Peele flick coming out next week called Nope. And yep, we're going to talk about it. And, there's this other little thing out there. It's a movie that's so good it calls itself, it's named 3 times. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. That's how much it is self-aware of its title. And so we're going to kick around a little bit of Bodies, Bodies, Bodies tonight. And you just never know where the conversation can go. We don't go scripted here on this channel. I like to have just a little general idea, and then we let the conversation kind of carry us where we go. Meaning we could talk about one of these movies for 2 hours, and we never get to anything else. That's how it could happen. But you know what? We don't sweat it out. We have a good time. And we also enjoy talking to all of you in the chat as often as possible. And I do want to mention, as always, guys, I have a guest tonight. And these live streams can get crazy. We can get into some deep conversation. And so therefore, I guarantee you, I will not see everyone's comments, everyone's questions. I just won't. Doesn't matter. We would have to literally not engage in conversation to make sure every single comment goes up. But it's not because I don't want to. It's just because we're limited time and we're in a lot of discussion. So if you list a comment tonight or a question, and for some reason I'm not able to get to it, don't take it personal. Don't think, hey, this guy doesn't like me. No, that's not the case at all. It's not personal whatsoever. It's just the nature of live streaming. And I promise you this, I do 3 streams a week, minimum. All right, so if your question doesn't get acknowledged tonight for any reason, it would just be because of time more than anything, then you're welcome to please come back to the next stream. And I also offer you another way. If you guys have a burning question or comment that you would like for my guest and I to address, talk about, get into a conundrum perhaps about, you can make sure it happens by sending in a super chat. I get special notification. I'll see it. I'll flag it. And as you see here on the ticker, super chats are move to the front of the line. So I will move you right up and we'll get you right there and talk about it. All right. So that's the surefire way, but we'll do our very best to get to your comments nonetheless. All right. So having said all of that, I want to now introduce my guest tonight. He's been on the channel at least a few times, at least 2 or 3 times over the course of the last 6-7 months. And it's been a little bit. I actually had him on he was on recently. It was actually for the 5K celebration stream when I hit 5,000 subs. You guys will hopefully remember that if you were here. If not, go watch the replay. It was a lot of fun. And we had scheduled him. We'd scheduled that date like quite a while ahead of time. And because my guest tonight is the one who initially broke the Nev Campbell news back on June the 6th. 5th or 6th. We're going to talk about that too. And we planned to talk about that back then. And then the whole 5K thing happened and it just turned into a whole different night. So we said we got to reschedule this and have you back where it's just us to talk And so I'm so glad we're doing it tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stream, friend of the channel, friend of me and mine, Jose. You guys know him as Master Chaos TV. Welcome.
Hey pal, I'm glad that I am a friend of you, dude, you are a friend of me as well. I'm honored to be back. Yeah, I'm sorry about that 5K stream. It was a family emergency, so I sort of had to like dip out, but I didn't want to like interrupt the flow. So
Oh
yeah,
man, no, dude, that was listen, and I remember that ended on that kind of that scary note there, and so no, look, I'm just thankful that everything was okay. You know, everything ended up being okay. That was the main thing, and
yeah,
because like I say, man, we can do this. We can do this anytime. I mean, you know, we could always do a stream together. You know, that was the most urgent issue at hand. So no
yeah.
worries. And you know, plus like I say, we get to have a little bit of time now where we can just spend together and unpack a lot of stuff, man.
Absolutely. I honestly I prefer this. I prefer just you and me in the chat. Really diving deep. I think that's when we can really get to some really fun stuff and
Heck
drop
yeah.
some hot takes.
Yeah, buddy. I loving hot takes. And, you know, as George Michael once said in the 80s, although he used a much more sensual word, I'm going to use a different word. I'm going to say live streams are best when it's one on one. And if you remember the song I'm talking about, gotta have your, you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It's best when it's one on one. Well, it's the same here for us tonight, but in a much different thing for sure,
Yeah.
and context. So, real quick, I just want to say hello to real quick, guys. I'm going to just do a real quick roll call here. I see a lot of people are joining us tonight, which is great. So,
everybody.
Extron, yeah, hey everyone, Extron, Carrie, Ghostface. Oh my gosh, it's Ghostface.
Ghostface is here. Awesome.
Ghostface is here. You gotta have him. Gotta have Ghostface if it's a Scream Talk.
That's true.
Larry and Jen, welcome. Good to see you guys. Let's see, where are we at? Jonathan, hey, what's up, Jonathan? Katie, what's happening? Dustin, great to see you. And Denisha, hello. All of you amazing people are so awesome. Peter, what's going on, Peter? Welcome to the live stream tonight. Let's see, Flash Skywalker, still one of my favorite YouTube names.
Flash Skywalker. Yeah, I like it.
I love it.
There we go.
Let's see here. Who else do we got? Bobby's Breakdowns. What's up, Bobby? Glad you can make it, my friend. Polar, what's up? Bye-bye, Polar. I should say hi, Polar. Yes, I know. Dad jokes. They're coming all night, ladies and gentlemen. Tips are greatly appreciated. What's up, Nanette and Thomas? Hello. Hope you're all having a blessed evening. Greg and Larissa, what's happening? All right. Got a great crowd tonight. You guys are killing it. Man, Rocky Balboa's in the house. Yo, Rocky. I'm terrible. Jose,
that was not great.
That was not good. Jose,
No,
give us Stallone. Come on, man.
No,
give us Stallone.
No. I have one, but it's pretty bad. No. Maybe I'll save it for the end of the stream. I'll work myself up to it.
Are you too sober to do it right now?
I am. I was gonna bust out my J&B whiskey, a little Italian giallo action, but
that's hilarious.
I felt I should be sober at least for half of this.
Understood. JJ says, "Everyone relax. I have arrived." Well, that's we've been waiting for you. What's the deal?
Finally.
Jeez. Everyone's giving you lots of love in the chat here.
Thanks, guys.
What's up, Cody? Hello. I'm glad you're here. And just skimming through here to make sure I don't see Kirsten. What's up, Kirsten? I like to, at least at the beginning, acknowledge everyone as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, what's up, Bob? Bob Hunt is, you've hunted and you've found us, my friend. Nathaniel, what's up, Nathaniel? We're looking forward to it too, man. Glad you could be a part of it. Bob had a comment I was trying to find here. Darn it, where did it go? I don't know where it went. All right, if I don't. Anyway, Bob, I want to make sure, Bob, I said hello. I know there's a comment here where you said you couldn't stay very long, but you wanted to pop in and say hi. I just wanted to let you know thank you for popping in. I know you got lots going on with work and stuff, but I'm looking forward to Monday because this coming Monday, you guys, I'm setting it up tomorrow, is a members only. Actually, it's a Craven Cut level live stream for my top tier members, and it's their a live stream where they all get to come on together. So I'll have Bob, I'll have Eric, the Bearded Entertainment, and Brett James Bishop, my 3 top tier Craven Knights, will be on Monday night. We're going to have a great time, all 4 of us, having some discussion for a members perk live stream. So that's coming up on Monday. And Jose, I got to say really quick here,
Sure.
before we get into it. Oh, just another horror fan. Again, a hilarious take on the name. That makes me laugh every time I see it.
Amazing.
What's up, man? And Dominic's here. What's going on, Dominic? Let me see here. Let's see here. And Carrie's saying, Master has a fantastic video on tomorrow. We even go check it out after the stream. Yeah. There you go. Outstanding. Carrie's all over it tonight.
Thank you, Carrie.
And Val's here. I want to make sure I said hello to Val. The General's here as well. Retro. What's happening, Retro? Okay. And Daniel. Blucka. What's up, Blucka?
Hey, Blucka.
Good to see you.
How you doing, buddy?
And all the cult members. Absolutely. Genuinely Gage. Well, we're genuinely happy you're here tonight. Thank you. And Maverick Media. What a great crowd. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. Daniel again. And look here. Katie's coming in, starting us off already with a super chat. All right.
Thank you.
So nice. I'm excited for tonight. I just subbed to you, Jose. There you go. So there you go. So right off the top. So guys, listen, I know normally we say that kind of towards the end, but let's start off there and we'll sprinkle it through. If you've not subscribed to Master Chaos TV, is his YouTube channel name. There's a description. There's a link in the chat. Not the chat. There's going to be a link in the chat. There's a link in the description of this stream, is what I'm trying to say. And you can go there and click it. And if all you got to do is literally type his name in the search engine, it pops right up as the first thing you'll see. But maybe Carrie, if you or Val would be so kind as to put a link directly to his channel in this live chat, you guys can just click it, go to the open up that second window, bam, smash subscribe, and hit that
Please
bell
do.
Notification. Much appreciated.
I'm crawling towards 3K at the moment.
Yes, dude.
Right around the corner. And a big announcement, actually. I've decided to actually start covering movie news. I was just specifically going to focus on reviews. But no, I just have so much fun talking about, upcoming stuff. And, so I said, fuck it. I'll do it. I'm going to go and do movie news. So I'll be covering Scream and Halloween a little more than I used to on the channel.
I love that, man. That's absolutely fantastic. I'm so excited to hear those conversations. And if you start doing live streams over there, hit me up, brother. I'd be happy to come say hello and chat with you anytime, man. It'd be a good time.
We have to do it. My live streams are all about Blu-ray sales, but and movie reviews. But once I start talking news, absolutely, you'll be my first tweet will go to you.
Oh my gosh, there you go. Hey, I love that. And we have like 45 people that are eyewitnesses. So yes, you guys heard it.
Hold me to it. He's gonna, and then he'll tell you if he heard it first. He'll let you know.
Oh my gosh, let's see. And real quick, so Bob was here earlier, and when you have channel members, one of the things that happens is on in particular like certain anniversaries, they get to post something in the stream. But here's the thing, StreamYard, the tool that I use to do this, it does not alert me to a special post. So I have no idea it's there. And so thank you, Carrie. Carrie had sent it over to me so that I could see it. And it's celebrating that Bob Hunt has been a Craven Cut, has been a member of the channel for 5 months. Bob, thank you, my friend. 5-month anniversary today, of being a channel member. And what he said is, I'm just going to read it out loud since I can't put it on the screen. It says, hey, I can't stay long. I have something to catch up Keep up the great work. Hit the thumbs up button with your thumbs, and you will get some free KY jelly. So, Bob, there you go, man. Thank you, buddy.
Fantastic.
Carrie, thanks for sending that to me because otherwise I would not have been able to get that done. And thank you for your 5 months of support, Bob. You're fantastic, brother. And Bob will be joining me Monday night, so can't wait. And Carrie, or Katie, rather, excuse me, Katie, for your super chat. You know what we do around here, Jose. You know everybody gets a clip. You know how it goes. So, Jose, I'm trying to think what you've seen her because it's been a little bit since you've been here. So, I put some new stuff in. I mean, when you were here last, what was I doing? I may have been doing Bobos then.
Yes, you were doing that.
Okay, you remember the Bobos?
Oh, I can't forget them. Yeah.
Okay. How about this? You know, sometimes you just got to watch out for the birds. All right? So, all I can say is duck. Wow. Right? Is that not like thrilling and epic?
Have you seen that movie?
I haven't actually seen the movie. No.
I've seen Birdemic 10 times. It's it's awful. It's awful, but it's the good kind of awful that makes you feel good about life. So I recommend it. The sequel sucks, but the first one sucked even more. But the original one's a lot of fun.
Oh man, I need to see it. I mean, just seeing those clips, like I've got to watch where this movie came from.
Whole other level.
Whole nother level. And what's funny is one of my channel members here, one of my Craven Cut, Brett James Bishop, excuse me. One of his friends is one of the guys there in the middle who made that movie. They're doing some work together right now on a film.
Oh, wow.
And so they're real good friends. Him and the guy was a shorter guy, like the blonde. They're buddies. Yeah, they're
That's
good
amazing.
buddies. Katie, thank you for your super chat. What a nice way to start the stream tonight. And Cards is here. Cards 93. What's up, Heather? I see Heather's here. And then I think we're good on roll call. Let's see here. Yeah. So if I miss anyone, I really apologize, but I do believe I see that I've hit everyone. All right. So
somebody, I don't know who,
yes.
I didn't catch it, but someone had a question about my shirt where I got it. This is Burial Ground, the classic Italian zombie. What the F masterpiece, and I got this shirt from Severin Films, which it's a Blu-ray company, and they actually put it out on Blu-ray. So I do recommend it. It's one of the craziest zombie movies you'll ever see. It's got a 20-year-old man pretending to be a 12-year-old kid, and he breastfeeds on a lady. It's crazy.
Wow.
But it's I mean, you want to talk scary? I got some movies that will bleach your poop. But maybe down the line we can talk about that crazy stuff.
Wow, yeah, no doubt. I know there's got to be some gems out there that I've not seen, and there you go. Thanks, Carrie and Val, both of you guys doing it. Appreciate you. So make sure you guys subscribe to Master Chaos TV, and listen. There's something else we can do tonight, right now, to show him our appreciation for his coming over and hanging out. Is let's smash that thumbs up button right now. It takes less than 2 seconds. Just bam, smash it. It helps other people get this live stream right now as we're talking, getting notifications that it's happening. So we can actually show support to Master Chaos and as well as the channel and the stream. So
yeah, I mean, thumbs up helps so much. For some reason, YouTube's being a real unfriendly place for me. I can't monetize, so I can't do memberships. I can't do super chats or anything like that. So thumbs up on my channel helps so much, and it almost feels stupid to ask, hey, give me a thumbs up, but it's like without it, a video will die, or a channel will die. So anything you can, the least you can do is drop a thumbs up and at least help your fellow content creator. So yes, drop a thumbs up right now.
I appreciate that, man, and it's so very true. And then I see that we had a couple of other comments that's come through here. And real fast, just want to acknowledge you guys because these are anniversary posts that have come through. We did Bob's earlier, and there's one here from Bobby that Bobby Breakdowns put in. He's also been a member for 5 months. So, Bobby, thank you for your 5 months now of being a channel member. And We appreciate you, man. It says 1 month because of my credit card issue. That's nonsense. Yeah, no, it says I actually see 5 months, Bobby, on what I'm looking at. So, dude, you're good. I know how long you've been here. And then Denisha, real quick, Denisha Lane celebrating 4 months today as a channel member. And it says, hey, month for me. I'm excited to be a member. Shop Cravenite. Craven, excited to see your channel. More milestones. Craven is happy to upgrade. I was excited. Well, thank you so much. Ghostface was excited even
He
that you
was.
upgraded Denisha, that he fell off. That's how excited he was. So appreciate you, Denisha. All of you guys that are Cravenites, I appreciate your support. It really helps the channel immensely. And, on that note, I just want to say that if you're not a channel member, you can actually join on the live stream, Jose. They can do it now, and we can thank them live. I can actually talk
Nice.
about you guys. I can give you a very special greeting that I only say for new members when you join. So if you've been wondering about it, you can become a member now. You simply click the join button. It's all right next to subscribe. That's all you got to do. Pick your level. You become a member, and you will then get some exclusive perks to the channel. And last thing I got to say, one of those is very timely because tomorrow night we are watching Wes Craven's New Nightmare live watch party. There you are, Jose. Live watch party. And it's at 9:30 tomorrow night, and only for members. You got to be a member to get an invitation. So you can get that invite tonight if you become a member on this live stream. Would love to see it, and I'll look for it. So, guys, would love to have you in the inner circle of the cult of Craven. All right. Now.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of which, Bobby coming through with a $5 super chat again. We haven't even gotten to the content, Jose, and we're already getting the super chats coming. You guys are amazing. It says 5 months. Mine says 1 month. Yeah, it does say 5. I do know, my friend. You're the man, Craven. Listen, man. You're the man, Bobby. You're the man. You've been here from practically day one. So I appreciate it. And let's see here, Jose. Let's play a good clip here for Bobby. Here's one. I got one. Here's some movie trivia for you, buddy.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to ask you who one of these people are in a minute. So look closely and see if you can figure it out. Here we go.
Sorry. I couldn't help but notice the beauty of your form. Hi.
I couldn't see. I was so blurry. I couldn't tell.
Well, the reason it's blurry, it's literally from 1987 and from YouTube from 87. It was a show that ran for 2 seasons on ABC called Sledgehammer. And
Yeah.
do you remember that show at all?
Sure, yeah.
David Rashi's in it there. Well, the guy who was coming out of the shower, who clearly wasn't the feminine figure we saw in the silhouette, which is the joke of it, of course. That is Louis Arquette. That's David Arquette's father.
Oh, yeah.
and Chief
awesome.
Hartley, right?
Chief
Chief Hartley from Scream 2. So it has a Scream connection. I'm like, I got to use this clip. It's too good not to.
That's
So
cool.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Bobby, thank you for your super chat, my friend. What a great way to get our stream started with Master Chaos. All right. Now,
where do we
here
begin,
go.
man? There's like
Here
so
we-
much.
So much stuff. I mean, well, here's what I would like to do really quick. And we're not going to spend a ton of time because I know it's been over a month. It's a month and a half ago. But I want to revisit what we were going to talk about originally. Because Master Chaos, and I want to make sure everyone knows, those who are here who may not know, Master Chaos is really the one that broke the news at the convention that Nev was not returning to Scream 6. He sent me a message, a couple of other content creators that we're all in the same circle with, and he said, hey, I want you to know, this thing here is happening, and basically we started chatting about it. And so the very next day, I think it was the next day, Because he was like, "Hey, listen, do me a favor, just let me get my video posted first." I'm like, "Of course." I mean, it's your scoop, golly. So he's like, "Yo, you can report on it as soon as mine drops. Go for it." So he put his out. I made sure I even emailed, I said, "Hey man, I want to make sure yours is out. I haven't missed it." He said, "Oh yeah, it's good. We're good." Well, myself and Alex, our buddy Alex, who are also shared another mutual friend from Podcast Now. You guys know Alex. I'm actually going to be on his channel on Monday. We both went out and said, Nev, breaking news, Nev not returning to Scream 6. And I normally, when it's a rumor, I always put a question mark by it. If you ever look at my thumbnails, and if anyone ever out there try to think, oh, he does clickbait. No, I don't. If I will always put a question mark there. That tells you it's a question. That's not a fact. But for Jose's video, for the one on Nev, I did not do it. I did an exclamation point. And in the video, if you go back and watch it, I even say, guys, I normally will always say this is a rumor, but I'm not saying that because that's how much I am trusting and I believe Jose is telling the truth. He's never done anything unethical that I've ever seen, nothing to make me question his integrity as a person or as a content creator. So I put my reputation on the line as well because I said it's fact. It's done. And I mean the heat that came down on Twitter, social media, that just calling you a liar. You're just, there's no way, Nev would break this to a YouTuber and just slamming you left and right. And I never, ever wavered one time. I said, nope, I believe him. It's true. You just wait and see. And what happened, Jose, the next day? Literally, the next day, yeah. Alex and I posted on the same day. No one else did. The next day, it hits Deadline. It hits the Hollywood Reporter. It's everywhere that she's out. And all of those people, to my knowledge, and this is so typical, all of those people that were slamming you, that were tearing you down, your credibility down, silence. It was like crickets, dude. Because they nothing they could say except what they should have done was apologize. But we know that's not really what happens these days and age.
Right,
it's very rare. And I know you weren't looking for that. The vindication for you was in the fact that the next day it's fact. Everyone knows it's fact, and so your credibility was remained intact as I knew it would. So I have to say thank you for the scoop first of all, and I'm proud to say I was one of the very first to break it with you and Alex. But tell us, man, take us back to the convention. Tell us that story, if you would.
Well, it's funny because I was not aware of any backlash. I think Alex reached out to me, go, "Hey, man, I'm sorry that people are being so rude." I'm like, rude, and I'm looking at my Twitter, and like, no one's copied, tagged me or anything. So I'm like, I honestly didn't. I stayed out of it. I didn't hear anything of it. So. I think I caught Mike. I think my name is Michael Kennedy. I think
Mike Kennedy was one big one.
I think he said something about a YouTuber thing. And I'm like, I mean, she did, so whatever, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? At that point, it was kind of like she 100% said it. The one thing about my channel that I tell everybody is I'm 100% going to be honest with everything I say. Even if I get free movies to review. Companies send me stuff. Even though they're free, I will tell you if the movie sucks or not. Because if I can't be honest with you, then you can't trust me, and my word means nothing. My review is garbage. So I will never lie on my channel, as you don't either. Yep. And I think, if you want to take the term YouTube journalist, I guess we can use that, if we lie, then we're no better than half of YouTube just screaming into the void. So if we want people to pay attention, we want people to care about what we say, then we have to stand by our word and we have to be honest about what we say. So my video was 100%. She told me, so here's, I'll walk you back. This is what happened. We're waiting in line. It took like 3 hours. I was with my family. I was there opening night for Scream. I've loved it since the first time I watched it in theaters back, it was like literally opening night. People had no idea what to expect. And it blew my mind. I've been a fan ever since. And my kids have grown up with it, all that stuff. And we went up. It was such a big deal for us to meet Sidney Prescott. Oh, my God. This is amazing, So we go up there, and she is such a just a lovely, sweet lady. She feels like a mom. She has like kind of like that mom energy. You know, she doesn't feel like a Hollywood person. And you know, we talked to her, and we shook her hand, and we're getting autographs. You know, and then I said, you know, one thing I want you to promise, whatever you do, don't let them kill Sydney.
Okay.
And she nodded. She go, yeah, of course. And she got it. And then I said, and hopefully, are we gonna see you in part 6? And then she kind of like, hey, Kay Ballard. She kind of like cringed a little bit, like she kind of like backed away. She goes, I passed on it. And when she said that, I'm like, oh my God, did she just say this is huge news? Nobody knows this, because it was still up in the air, right? No one, you know,
Right.
no one knew it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but it was nice to meet you. And, you know, we shook hands again, and it was amazing. And then afterwards, I turned to my buddy, who's another big YouTuber. I'm like, dude, I got to film this right now. This is going in the video. This is crazy. And then I shot the part of the video where I said what she said. And then when it came out, you know, I know very much it is contentious. And I know a lot of people, it was my word against
Right.
everything. You know, there was no other word out there. But I knew she did. I had hoped she hadn't lied to me, you know, because that would kind of, if she had lied to me, I kind of would have been really pissed off at her. Like, what the hell? You know, why don't you do that? You know, make me look stupid. And I don't know, that would have made me mad. And then what happened, she came out in Deadline, and I can't confirm it, but I believe that my video and the whole talk on Twitter, that whatever sprouted, is what prompted Deadline to contact her and forced her hand to make an official statement. Because it was right after. I mean, it was right after, the day after the video dropped, it came out.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure that forced her hand, and Deadline or whoever was like, hey, is this real? Turns out it was. Yeah. So that was it, man. And then I said, then the next day I got to talk to Skeet, and I said, are you in 6? He goes, I have no idea. I honestly don't know. So that doesn't bode well either. I don't know, but it was amazing to meet them, and they're wonderful people, and it will always be a shining moment of fandom for me, just to have connected with the people from my favorite horror movie.
Dude, that's so awesome, man. And what I can only imagine when she told you that, your heart had to have been racing, or adrenaline must have started pumping, dude.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, to know that information, like, I know this information, like, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah, and I had my friend filming the interaction, but he stopped filming after we got our autograph, and that's when I asked her, and I'm like, damn it, there's no proof on camera.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I mean, I get people being, you know, shocked about it. And then what I love is and it kind of bugs me, the hypocrisy of some of the fans out there. I'm like, I don't believe it. Nev's gonna be in the movie. It's not Scream without Nev. And then literally the next day, well, it could still be a good movie without Nev in it. Like, the same people. It's like, come on, you know, pick a side, guys. I don't know. It felt a little hypocritical that they're being so picky about things like that. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think some of it is kind of like on the side where you're so hopeful she's going to be in it, and then when you realize she's not, you have to, like, well, I have to salvage something. So maybe they're gonna, all of a sudden you turn into the optimist, you know, that they don't need her after all because she's not coming back. I gotta. But now what do I do? You know, I've got this movie coming up, and so I mean, I think it's kind of like where the thing I think about is you prepare for the worst, hope for the best, kind of thing, and that's kind of honestly where I'm at right now with, you know, not only Scream 6 but Halloween Ends. I think I'm nervous about both of these movies, but I'm not like to the point where I'm giving up on them or anything like that. I still think that I'm hopefully optimistic. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think they can still make good movies, and I'm expecting them to be a good movie. So I would much rather go expecting it to be really good and be disappointed than to think for the next year or half a year, whatever it is now, 9 months, that it's going to be horrible. And then it gets there and it's really good. I'm like, all the energy I wasted. I don't want to spend the next 9 months saying this movie's going to be terrible. I'm not going to do that.
But here's the other way to look at it. If you go in expecting this is not going to be good, and you walk out it being amazing, then you get to live for the rest of your life with a good movie
Yeah.
instead of
Right.
living with the rest of your life with a crappy installment that you don't like. So
Yeah. Right.
tempering expectations is important with anything. Obviously,
It
every movie
is.
should get a fair pass. Your first viewing should be like, okay, movie, prove it to me.
Yep.
Every movie I go into, I go, okay, let's go. You got 90 minutes. Show me what you got, and then hopefully the movie will surprise you. But
Yeah.
I think healthy skepticism is important, especially for fandom now, where so much is leaking, so much stuff is coming out that
Yeah.
makes you like the old song, things that make you say, you know,
Hmm.
it's like,
Yeah. And
I don't
Arsenio
know
Hall.
about
We're
that.
going to go way back to Arsenio
Yeah,
Hall. We used to have that segment on every
that's right.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, it's like, I don't know about this, man. And then, but if you go in expecting, oh, this is gonna be the best slasher movie of all time, and then you get
Yeah.
something that's just gutting, then you're gonna have a
Exactly.
really bad time
A really bad time. And for days, like for a long time, you'll be bummed.
forever, because the movie will
And
continue to
forever.
exist, and you'll
That's
always hate
true.
it.
Here's my real thought is I really believe that, or not believe, I really hope that when I walk into it, I want it to be at least as good as five. All right. And because five wasn't great. It's my least favorite sequel, but it was not a bad movie in my opinion. I will still watch five over sequels from tons of franchises. So I would, for me personally, I want it to be at least that good. Not let, and I hope it's better. I'm hoping it blows things out of the water, five out of the water. Because I say it like this. I think, hey, what's up, Night Watch Zone?
Nice.
What's up, dude? Good. Welcome, man.
Good to see you.
I say it like this, man. I think five was a very good love letter to Wes. I think that movie played homage to him, Like I say it all the time, but the scene in the kitchen with Wes Hicks, that's a Wes Craven film. That's so Wes Craven. The minute I saw it in the theater, I'm like, oh, this is Wes's style. It's like it gave me like little like goosebumps because it felt like Wes was directing the movie for that little 3 minute segment where the doors that open and then close and it's the misdirect. He would do that stuff all the time, and I thought they did a good love letter to him. I don't think they made a great Scream movie. I think they made a great love letter to Wes, and but that's not moving the franchise forward. And so that's how I view it, Jose, for five.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah,
here's the thing about five. It's not five. It's called Scream. So they've shot themselves in the foot when it comes to the franchise. I mean, look at anything. Halloween is a perfect example. Halloween, everyone talks about what is your favorite timeline. Now we have we sort of have a big old dam in this entire franchise. After four, you're like, well, it's not really five. And if they're actually going to call the new one two, I mean, that's just
oh, I
you're
know.
already going
Yeah.
down a different path. Now this is like
Right.
alternate reality fan fiction,
Yeah,
because if it was five, then you could say, well, this is a continuation of the story. But now you have purposefully kicked yourself out of the storyline. And I'm seeing this 10, 20 years in the future. Somebody coming in saying, okay, well, four is the original movies, and then they made these other ones. And I feel like that's what it's going to be, especially if what we're seeing is true and the new one is a almost, beat for beat ripoff. Forget it. I mean, their franchise is going to be, is going to go in the gutter at that point. Because why do that? Why not? If you're going to break the rules and stuff, why are you repeating the same thing? Why are you in college? Why is there a theater? There's so much stuff that are wrong decisions. Why didn't you do whatever you had to do to get Nev in it? You know what I mean?
right.
I like
I do.
Samara Weaving, but you know what?
I do too.
If you had to cut her to get Nev in it, get Nev in it. Sidney Prescott is Scream, in my opinion. So there's a lot of decisions that they're making that is really worrisome, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I share the concern. I do. There were two big things that I said personally, just for me, that I did not want to see happen when they announced this movie. One of them was, whatever you do not name this movie Scream 2. That was my first thing I said. Please don't do Scream 2. Like, I don't care how bad the subtitle is, just use it. if you have to call this thing screaming or scream, until you're dead, I don't care how cheesy it is. I would take that all day over Scream 2 because, dude, we've got a Scream 2. It's like we have a great Wes Craven film. You're not going to top it. All that you're going to do is draw comparisons to it that are going to fail. They're not going to meet the expectation. Well, it's like in Scream 1. I mean, the worst thing you could do is do the ending of a movie, of a Scream film, in Stu Macher's kitchen without Stu Macher there. You're going there and you're trying to have these two people, and you're trying to make us. To me, you're setting yourself up in a corner, because it's like, why would you do that? If you're going to go to Stu Macher's house and kitchen, you're not going to reach Billy and Stu level. There's nobody that's going to replicate that type of energy, that whole thing. And so that was one of the things I thought hurt 5. So the thing that I'm concerned about with 6 is that, beyond the title, I mean, whatever. I don't like Scream 2, but let's just say they do it. Here's the issue I have. If they're in a theater. We know they're in a theater. My buddy Chris, who lives in Montreal, he's taking pictures. He's sending them to me. We're talking all the time. What he said was, yeah, here we go. There's the theater, and they've still got, of course, the doors are all blacked off for filming inside. You can't see inside. But what he was telling me is that they have nothing going on. The theater's completely booked up until what was it, September. And he said that's unheard of. He said this theater is one of the most popular venues in Montreal for bands. And he said the summertime, they are packed every day. They got performances. Right now, the theater is completely cleared out till September, which tells me that most likely they've rented the theater out for July and August for filming. And so I think what that means, Jose, is that we are going to have the finale, the third act, is going to be in this theater. Just like the third act of 2 was on a stage theater. This is not a movie theater. This is a stage theater, like a play would be. I think we're going to have a New York Broadway presentation of Stab. Maybe it's a musical. I'm serious. And the whole third act is going to happen just like the third act of 2. The reveals are all going to happen in this theater. And that's why they're locking it down for so long, because they're going to spend 2 or 3 weeks filming. Like they had seen 118 in Scream 1 at Stu's house, remember? That was 3 weeks on the... I think it's going to be the last 30, 35 minutes of the movie are in this theater.
Damn.
And if that happens, man, we're replicating... Now, it's going to be different. But it's still a theater. I think that's what we're going to have. We're going to have a third act, bloodbath theater like Scream 2. And then I just have to wonder, like, how close... I know we're in New York, so that's different, but... I'm just a little concerned that there's a lot of copying of Wes Craven and Kevin's work, pasting, and then changing a few words out and making those words different. But it's a lot of copy and pasting, it looks like. And that's what I never wanted to see. I wanted Radio Silence and Guy and James to have a totally different movie. Nothing remotely like Scream 2.
No, absolutely. And I think here's the thing. When part 5 came out, we knew nothing. We knew nothing about these guys. Obviously we've seen Ready or Not. We sort of knew the style, but we knew nothing of what they were going to offer. So it was more of a hopes and dreams kind of thing. Oh, well, let's see what they did. Hey, it wasn't terrible. All right. Everyone went crazy for it. This is great. I think I was one of the only ones who walked down and go, oof, I don't know. This might not age well. And that's what kind of turned out to happen. But now people are invested. People know the characters. We have a ton of survivors that people care about. People are more of a fan of this iteration. So part 6 is going to be looked at much closer than 5 is, because of 5 we had no idea. Now we have an idea. Now we have 2 blueprints, part 5 and part 2. So
yes,
if they are essentially copying and pasting, then their franchise is dead. And I would be really unless 7 is already greenlit, like
I
Viewer
think it is.
Anon
I really
says it
think it.
is.
I think it is, dude.
If this one doesn't do well, which I have a feeling it won't do as well as 5, especially if Nev is really really not in it, this movie's not going to do as well. And I think a lot of people who didn't like the last one aren't going to come. And the people, I mean, I'm going to see it anyway. I mean, shit, man, I'm going to see it. But the people who are like super Nev Campbell is a Scream, which I'm a part of that team, aren't going to see it if she's not in it either. So most people wait for streaming or whatever. So I do believe this is not going to be the super hit that that they're hoping for. So I don't know if 7 is a done deal, to be honest.
Well, I tend to think, and I don't know either, because I don't know. So I'm not going to say I know for sure. I don't. But if if what we heard was true, and there is still a sect that is still believing it to be true, I'm open to it being true. So I'm just kind of like, it's almost like insulating myself in case it's not true. That's kind of where I'm at, that preservation mode, because there still is a sect that believe Nev is actually coming back, that this is still a ruse, and that she'll be in it. And I can't say no. I can't say you're wrong. I'm not going to do this up and down thing. I have to, for my own motions, I have to choose. And I'm right now of the side that she's not back, but I really hope I'm wrong. But here's the thing. So my buddy Chris, he's an amazing guy. He is gonna be staking out at the airport. He's got a friend who knows one of the assistant directors on the film, and so he's reaching out to him, and we were messaging yesterday. He's trying to find out if this is happening or not, and if it is, when her plane comes in, because he's going to make an effort to be at the airport trying to get a picture for me, is what he's trying to get, and to send it to me. So if it happens, and I'm not expecting it to. It's very, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very, very trying to keep it secret. But if it works out that I get this picture, maybe I'm the only one that has it. That's a huge thing. Like holding this thing, and I'll have to decide what I'm gonna do with that. If I get it, but I'm not gonna think about that now. But my thing is, he's gonna do his very best, because if she's filming, the rumor is the 28th, 29th, and 30th for 3 days.
Right.
As you know, you've heard it. So he's going to be spending all 3 of these days, as much as he can, going out down to Mel's, the sound stages, where they probably will be filming this, so it'll be under tight security, trying to be secretive. He's going to be doing all he can to try to get an image of her in a car, getting out of a car, anything.
Yeah.
But I don't expect it, though. That's my thing. I don't expect it because I don't want to be disappointed in March. I would rather say she's not in it, and then when we watch the movie and she's not, I was like, oh, well, I knew that. I wasn't expecting her anymore. But real quick, the reason I brought this whole long diatribe up was because if the rumor is true that the plan was for her to have a cameo at the end of 6 and a large role in 7, almost a featured role, then 7 is greenlit. Like this, I think this trilogy has been planned from the beginning, and the reason I say this is, let me tell you why. Whenever we found out through Critical Overlord, me and Jake, between the 3 of us, we were able to find out that the production offices for Scream 6 that are located right across from McGill University, they're literally like across the street. I've mapped it out, Google mapped it and everything. We found out that those were rented on January, was it the January the 12th, 1st of January, before Scream 5 was released. They already secured production offices for starting June, or probably May actually, for them to use them. So this studio already was ramping up for this filming period, which is why it seemed fast. Remember? It was like, how is this going so fast?
Oh yeah.
It was already in the bag. They've already been ready. I think the same thing is going for 7.
Yeah, I mean, they mention it in the commentary for 5. At the end, they're like, hey, we had fun. Let's go make another one. And I don't know who. One of them says, I think that's a great idea. Like, yeah, okay.
Wink, wink.
You guys already wrote it. This is, I mean, at that point I knew that 6 was already going to be happening. And then, then the news came out actually pretty close to the Blu-ray release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I look, you have to have Sydney in it, in my opinion. I feel like all four movies revolved around her. This isn't like Halloween where Michael Myers is the one guy that wears the mask and goes around. Ghostface is a different person every time. And every time Ghostface has tried to kill Sydney. So to her
Yeah.
not being in it feels very weird. Um, because
It's got to be strange.
then you're just watching a season of the TV show. Honestly, I mean, Gail's there, yeah, I guess. But Gail wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Sydney. She became famous because of Sydney's mother. So
Hmm.
I feel like it just feels more like I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm being reductive, but it feels like a fan film. You know what I mean? It doesn't
Right.
feel like a true film. To me, West died. That's it. Put Ghostface to rest. Let's start something else. I
Yeah.
think that's more respectful than to keep beating a dead horse. And then it's like, oh, well, there's this Ghostface. And oh, well, this is the daughter of this guy. Oh, the secret daughter of this person. I mean, we've done secret siblings before, and that's kind of a pastiche of the franchise. But geez, man, I don't know. And if let's say we get to 7 and all three movies are beautifully connected, then
Hmm.
well, I'll eat my words. I'm like that. We did a great job. But I don't know, man. If 6 is basically going to be, sort of a fake out part 2, and I kind of have to believe it will be because we've seen 5, and 5 is almost a beat for beat, especially the ending. So I can't imagine that.
Hmm.
I hate to say this. I don't know them, but I can't imagine they're that creative that they're really going to knock our socks off with anything, especially if they're filming the finale in a theater. I mean,
Just
that
like
I did not
2.
know. That is like
Yeah.
that's a bit much, dude.
Yeah. It's really on the nose, as they say. That's really on the nose because because Scream 5, they did replicate the ending literally in Stu's house at a party, in the kitchen, all of these things. Now they changed some of the X's and O's within that, of course, but the framework was that.
Oh, he froze. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can hear me, dude, but you're freezing.
Oh no,
Oh, there you
can
go.
you hear me?
No, you came back. There you go.
Oh, good. Okay, so just real quick, you know, 5 was basically replicating the end of 1 in the same house, the same kitchen. They changed the character names. They changed a few of the details they did, but again, the framework was all there, and it looks like the finale is going to be in a theater that they're taking the same approach for 6 as 5. Everything's indicating that the way they've blocked this theater off, they're doing a ton of filming there. I originally thought it was going to be the opening. They're going to copy the opening. Samara Weaving's the opening kill in the theater. They're going to go back to the iconic celebrity cameo
Mm.
kill, which I would be okay with. I still think she's the opening kill as of right now, which
Oh
we'll
yeah.
talk about that. I do. I believe she is. I don't. There's no way you can have her have a significant storyline when you've got the core 4 plus Gail and Kirby. That's way too many head count to try to write stories and develop any of these people. So I just don't think mathematically, Jose, it makes sense for Samara to have a role past 15 minutes. You
Nope.
can't use her the way because she's a lead. Like she's a lead caliber. She's Final Girl caliber, and
Yeah.
I just don't see how you can have her and competing with Sam and Tara and Kirby and Gail as leads, co-leads. Not to mention Chad and Mindy. I ain't talked about them. So anyway, I go back to her being the opening kill. That's what I
Yeah.
really do think that's what's going to happen. But
100%.
I don't think it's going to be in the theater though. I've changed my mind because knowing how long they've booked this theater for, you're not going to book 2 months of a theater to film a 15-minute scene,
Mm.
10, 12 minute, 10 to 15-minute scene. 30, 40 minutes makes a lot more sense. That's a lot of shoots, a lot of takes, right? A lot of reshoots that they might need to do.
Yeah.
So I've changed it now. I'm all in on the theater being the finale, replicating 2, Stu replicating 1. So I guess in Scream 7 we're going to Hollywood. The only thing I can think of is we're going to go, and I mean I don't know what else to think. Well, obviously we haven't seen the movie yet. This is speculation. It's not fact yet. It's just common sense, Jose, in my mind. I'm connecting
Hmm.
dots. right?
Sure. Yeah. No, I think I'm with you on that 100%. Samara dies because she is the biggest name in that cast that is new. She
Hmm.
is the biggest name, and let's look at the franchise. Put on my Randy hat. Let's look at the suspects. The biggest name in the cast is Samara. What has
Yes.
happened in every movie? The biggest name dies in the beginning. So I mean, it's just if it doesn't happen, then I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, then the movie's
Yeah.
going a different way. But I
Hmm.
don't think she's like, I think it was one of your videos you mentioned it. Like, I don't think she's going to be Stu's sister or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that that's possible. Maybe it was Critical Overlord. But when you guys
Yeah, I
mentioned
don't
that,
think that was mine, but I agree with that. I don't think so
yeah,
either.
there's no way. And unless she's connected to, I don't know, to Gail in some way.
Well, I've
No.
heard a lot of rumor about her because she looks a lot like. Yeah, I know. Because
Yeah.
now listen, if Kevin Williamson was to step in and take over the writing of this movie midship, I'd be like, we got a shot. Jose, we
Yes.
got a shot.
But then you would start to worry, like, oh crap, how bad was the script for six? And Kevin
Right.
Williams had to go, give me that.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
guys doing?
I
Erase
know.
everything and start from scratch. Yeah,
Well,
but she won't last. I mean, I think
I don't
probably
think so, man.
Tony Revolori probably have a bigger part than she will.
Yeah, I could see that happening. And when I think about her, there's been a lot of talk on some of my video comments and live streams how Samara has that same kind of facial features as Liv in five. And there's a little resemblance there. I could actually see them being sisters. But again, if you're going to make them be, how, how are you going to develop? There's just not enough time to develop her out unless it's very much like a Debbie Salt. So I'm going to run over. I'm going to give you three scenarios, and you tell me what you think. First scenario, she's the opening kill. That's still where I'm at right now. I think that's the bulk of it. But there's
Hmm.
two other options in my mind. We have her being a Debbie Salt type character, not in terms of the mother. I mean, she's sprinkled in throughout Scream 2. Remember? You'd see her in the press conferences. You'd just see her in the background. She'd go up to Gail. Then she'd be, anytime, she wasn't in it a ton, but she was in it consistently in small scenes and then big in the finale. So they could technically film Samara in the finale. All of her time is in the last 20, 30 minutes. And then the rest of it is just little tiny 2-minute scenes where she's just there talking as a roommate, like a roommate or a sorority sister to
Yeah.
Tara or something, or she's in the background. She's like Mickey. She's and Debbie. She's around. You see her, but you don't spend a lot of time with her. She could be a killer if they did that. In my mind, that's a
I'll tell you
possibility.
what. If she's sprinkled throughout the movie, she's 100% the killer. There's
Oh
no
yeah,
way you're gonna have her in the
yeah,
movie just to have her like, oh, here's some coffee. Okay, I'll see you guys later.
right,
Like,
yeah,
oh, what an interesting story. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. There's no way.
no
If
mystery.
she gets past the halfway mark, she's the killer, man.
Yes,
And then especially if they're following the formula of Scream 2, then we're looking for the Debbie Salts, we're looking for the Mickeys, and
yeah, exactly.
it's just gonna it's. I think again, it works against the movie to do something like that.
It takes the mystery out. It makes it way, way more predictable. And why? Because Wes and Kevin have already done it. And that's the problem because if you're trying to be similar to what's been done, well, we know what happens in what's already been done. We've seen the movies like countless times. So we're looking for all those red flags. We're looking for oh, okay, she's the Debbie, she's the Mickey kind of character. Or the other option, here's a third option. She's the Cece Cooper.
Hmm.
She's the Sarah Michelle Gellar of Scream 2, where she's in it a little bit. She's really brought in for a big death scene, like in the middle of the movie, 40% way into the movie. So she's there for a little bit, not in a main way, but we have an amazing kill scene where the whole cat and mouse in the house, remember the alarm and
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
whole sneaking in, all that whole sequence was great, and then thrown off the balcony. So that's a third option. I see there's three options for Samara in my mind. It's one of those. It's one of those three. It's a CC Cooper. It's a Debbie Salt slash Mickey featured at the end, or it's the opening kill. Um, I know.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still think Sarah Michelle was wasted in two. I know she had more scenes that were cut. I felt like they should have brought her, at least connected her a little bit more to the rest of the group. I know there was one more scene with the sorority sisters that was cut, but absolutely that could work. But I think it would also feel weird that she's like in the movie for two scenes. You know what I mean? Like she
Mm-hmm.
is sort of the biggest horror name on there, as of now. I mean, Gail, I guess, but she's not. She's only really known for the Scream movies. But Samara has a pedigree now. She has people who
She
know her
does.
for a certain type of movie. So
Yeah.
to kill her in like second kill feels weird to me. I mean, she's got opening kill written all over her. I don't know what her connection is to the franchise, because it can't be random. Always there has to be a
Right.
reason why these people die. At least I hope so.
Unless you're the
Um,
opening, Drew Barrymore, because they're in there. Drew Barrymore was the connection. So more, even Omar and Maureen Stevens, or
yeah,
Phil
yeah, with the
Stevens,
names.
Maureen Evans. Yeah. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
there, so it would have to be something like that, right? Where that's
Mm-hmm.
that type of connection, maybe by her name or what have you. Um,
Right.
but I don't know. I will say this though, guys. As much as it sounds like we're down the movie, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. I want to see what they do with Gail. I want to see Kirby. I can't wait to
Mm-hmm.
see Hayden back. I think it's awesome, and I think she's going to be around for most of the movie. I first thought she was going to. I said they better not kill her in the opening, and when she kind of, I think maybe when Jenna Ortega came out and said Kirby has a great redemption story. And I said, "Oh, thank you, Jenna. You probably shouldn't have said that in an interview, but thank you for now letting me know she's not going to die in the opening." And so I'm excited for that. There's a lot of things I am looking forward to. I just and a lot of this, it really falls on the writers. For me, it's James and Guy more than Radio
Mm-hmm.
Silence. Radio Silence isn't writing this. They're being given the story and say, go
Yeah.
turn it, make it real life on a screen. That's all they can do. The
Yeah.
real thing lies with James Vanderbilt, the chief writer and producer of the film with Project X Entertainment, and then the co-writer, Guy Busick, who I believe more is probably more of a 40%. Like I think James is the chief writer. I
Oh
really do.
yeah. I mean,
And
if you listen to the commentary track, you'll hear them. James is talking 90% of the time. The radio silence guys barely say anything.
right.
So James is the captain of that ship, and I
Yes.
can't 100% trust that he's the right captain for the job. To be honest, but yeah, I'm 100% excited to see it. I'd see it right now. I want to see it. I love this franchise so much. I love Ghostface so much. I care about the surviving characters. I care so much that I want it done right, and I think that's why. I mean, I'm 43, so I've lived through so many franchises up and down that have faltered, and gosh, maybe I'm a
Yeah.
little cynical, but it's like I'm tempering my expectations because I know I've been
Yeah.
there. It will be the second. I think somebody said it in the chat. This will be the second actual sequel to a requel. The last one was Halloween Kills, and we saw, the fallout from that movie.
Which, by the way, I love Halloween Kills. I'm in the minority, and that's
You
okay.
love it, okay?
I love it. I really enjoy it. It's when I'm not saying doesn't have flaws. Of course it does.
Mhm.
There's some things I would change. But I really did enjoy it because it was Michael at his most brutal that I've seen, and I can't tell you when. And I can
Mm.
overlook some of the silliness over here on the side because of that. Because he was amazing. He was the star of the show for the first time in a long time. And dude, he
Yeah.
was amazing. Michael Myers was on the warpath, dude, in
Oh
that
yeah.
movie.
No. 100%. I mean, kills. Some of the best kills of all time in the franchise. But what did it really do for the trilogy in terms of pushing everything forward? I mean, Laurie was in the hospital, laying down half for the entire movie. Nothing. All the new characters pretty much
Mm-hmm.
got killed off. So I just
Right.
felt like it just didn't really feel like an important part of a trilogy. It almost felt like you could remove that, and the only thing that would happen is that the daughter would be alive. And then
Right.
all the stuff we're hearing, we'll get into Halloween Ends, but all the stuff we're hearing about that doesn't seem like how how is this a cohesive trilogy? It feels very, blah, just weird.
I mean, we'll find out in October if it's tied up nicely with a nice story, and it
Hmm.
brings it to, you may pull it all together, but we'll have to see. I mean, but again, I haven't personally enjoyed it, and I know that a lot of people. It's a very polarizing movie, and but I'm on the side that I still get enjoyment out of it. I could watch it now and with the youth, you on a watch party and just be into it. Evil Dies Tonight 50 times. Okay, I could use that maybe after the 10th time. I got it, man. I got it. But so there are things that are like okay, but there's too
Mm,
many things I like over more than I dislike. I guess that's the key. I can
gotcha.
put up with it, right? That's all. I can tolerate it. And Nathaniel, you're right. Kevin Williamson is producer, but he's not. He's actually not a producer. He's an executive producer. Then there's a huge difference between those two titles. Now you would think executive producer would have more input, more connection. Now it could, but generally not. Generally, executive is much more higher level. Sometimes it's just a title that they throw you on as an honorary to get you some money in the movie,
Well, no,
right?
the executive producer is a pretty high credit. The one that they toss out at people is associate producer.
Associate
The
producer,
Yeah,
yeah,
the associate producer is the fake one. Like, hey, good job. He's an executive producer, but from what I understand, he's in name only. Like they sent him
right.
the script. Hey, what do you think? And
Hmm.
then he gives some notes,
Yeah,
but he has no, he should. He's
creative,
not the
real
guy to say no. This is a weird direction. Don't do
right.
that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He has no power there because he's not the money guy. He's not the money
No,
people.
no, not at all. And I'm sure they'll do that. Like with Five, they sent him the script, and Matt and Tyler said that he made several notes. He said, you should change this, you should change this, and they took all of its notes and they say they used all of it. They made all the changes Kevin suggested. So I suspect he'll still be a consultant, like but again, he's not James and James is not only the
Yeah,
writer, he's a producer too. It's
yeah,
his company. It's produced by Project X. That's his he's the chief creative officer of this
yeah.
company. So Kevin has his eyes on it, but I don't think he's got his hands in it. And there's a difference between those two.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and if they make a decision that Kevin goes, oh, I don't know if that works. It's they're not going to change it. Based on what he and I mean, and he'll tell you
Yeah.
even when he was doing it with Wes, he had no power. That's why he hated working for Dimension. So
The
uh,
Weinsteins.
yeah, it's never been easy to make these movies. I know four
Yeah,
was really tough for Wes. But uh, making
it
movies
was.
and big money thing, it's really stressful. People don't understand how
Yes.
stressful it is to make these things.
Well, speaking of that, Jose, Nathaniel, and yeah, he brings it up for the budget. Yeah, so the budget was moved up to 35 million. It was
Mm,
24 for Scream 5. So the studio bumped him up $11 million for this film. So that was good. It wasn't enough to pay Nev, but obviously, but
apparently.
anyway, I'm not going to go back there. We went there at the beginning. If you're coming in late, we have talked about Nev. It's at the beginning of the stream. Watch the replay. Yeah, that's the Nathaniel. That's the budget. It's $35 million, 11 more
Yikes.
than the last one.
What the heck are they going to spend it on? They didn't even go to really New York. I
Right?
mean, New
They went
York
to
is
Montreal.
pricey.
You're right. That's for sure. Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
no, this is and this. I mean, they spent it on. I mean, I guess everyone gets a bump in salary. That's 100% what's going to happen. And then somebody brought up in the chat, Carnage Candy. This one's going to be
right.
we're going to meet somebody and they get killed in the next scene. I mean, unless the movie's 3 hours long, you know, there's no way half the cast gets to the end. You know what I mean? I feel like
No way.
no, I feel like and I think that would hurt the movie having too many characters and too many random deaths that we don't care about. I mean, look at I still forget her name from Scream 3. There's so many people who die in Scream 3 that I forget their names, like
Oh
the
gosh.
Cotton Weary's girlfriend, um, the
Oh
blonde.
yeah. Oh yeah. Christine. It was played by the
Yeah,
girl from the
Christine.
Christine from the OC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the other one, The one who plays Sarah Darling. What is her name? I
Oh,
remember
Jenny
Sarah
McCarthy.
Darling.
Jenny
Yeah, Jenny
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like one of those things where it's like we have to our established characters. We have to deal with them. Here's some new people. We're gonna give them one scene, and then they get killed. And it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel earned. And I think you should. I think the deaths
Yeah.
should feel earned for us to really care about them. You know, when Tatum died, we felt that because we had been with
Oh,
her. You know?
Tatum. Yes.
I don't know. But they're just they're gonna scream to it. They're gonna add so many people that like, oh, we never went back to that storyline. What happened to those people? You know, like the sorority sisters and things like that. It's gonna happen.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, it's yeah. That's the thing. The head count. I love this. So show him some time. What's up, Marcus? 58 people. Now we're at 62 people watching and 46 likes. Oh my gosh. Let's get that up. Come on, Jose. We should get this thing up to like at least
Okay.
60. Come on now. Let's get this
At
thing up to
least.
60. If you guys would just smash that thumbs up button, if you're coming in late, it would really help the stream get out to more people as we're going. We still got a lot more to talk about, and it would help people find the stream literally right now. You're hitting the thumbs up, helps this stream get out to more people, find it in the replay when we're done, all of those things. So, guys, if we could let's get to 60. Let's at least get to 60. And I would greatly appreciate your support. It takes 2 seconds. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's just a click of a button, and you're there. So hit that thumbs up or the like button. We'd greatly appreciate it. And here's the thing. So let's talk head count. In Scream 5, we had 13 central cast members that included Vince. That's 13 total. We are presently now at 14 with Scream 6. We've gone over the head count of central cast members. And one of the biggest complaints of Scream 2 that we have had universally is character development, not getting to know these characters well, these new characters well. So I was like, let's start off and slim down Scream 6. Let's go with like 8 or 9 central characters. 2 of them are killers. 4 of them are victims. You have a couple of survivors, and then you have a bunch of other nameless victims. Like, who cares? Random people. And because then we could spend time really getting to know these people.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned about the head count of 14. However, remember this. Samara's and Tony's in that 14. I think that the opening kill is going to be at least 1 or 2 people. So that knocks it down to 12 right there. And then 2 of those are Ghostface killers. So we're at 10. 6 of those, 5, let's say 5 of those die as victims, right? So then we're down to what? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're left with 5 people that could be survivors. That's you've got Gail, Kirby, Sam, Tara. That's 4, and 1 more person. Chad, maybe Mindy. One of them. I think one of them dies. Has to die. One of them has to die.
I mean, there was a leak recently. Nothing.
So I'm just thinking in theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been saying for a long time, one of the Meeks twins, look, they both made it in 5, and I think one of them has to go in this movie. But so I'm just saying, let's say one of them survives. That's 5, okay? That's 5 people. There you go. That's what we've got. And then there'll be other people that die too. But that's basically only 5. That's really only 7 deaths. It's 2 in the opening, assuming, and that's 5 other people that die of these new 14. So,
Right.
thoughts on that? Any difference of opinion? It seems to me that's kind of how it shakes out.
You absolutely have to top the kills from the first one. You have to have more deaths. That's 100% what's going to happen. Hopefully they'll be more graphic, than just kind of stabs. Hopefully, I'd like Ghostface to use a different weapon.
Okay.
But you do need to give character development because, I mean, look at the best one in the franchise. The first one had the most character development because we spent time with these characters. We learned about Sydney and her, her relationship with her boyfriend, her relationship with the mom, and all this stuff was so important. It was crucial for us to care. If people are just being killed off, then it's a Halloween Kills situation where, yes, please do, thank you. Then it's a situation where we're just watching people get killed. Then it's Halloween Kills, and it's just he just walks into a house and kills somebody, and you get that thrill but there's no like, oh shit, what does that mean for the franchise? How is that going to affect so and so? Oh my god, this is a big step. You know, it feels empty, and I think the one thing they shouldn't do is make an empty movie. This is your middle movie. The middle movie is the most important one because it's the one that connects, the trilogy. This is the one that is the Empire Strikes Back.
It's your bridge movie.
Right. You have to deliver a movie that gives us a rich experience. I would love a cliffhanger, but have us care. Have us build a world where this isn't just a body count thing. We've seen that. You know, Halloween Kills is that. Halloween Ends is probably going to be that. Who knows? But give us characters. That's why we like Scream.
Yes.
We like these characters. We hang out with them. We want to watch the movie over and over and over again because we love the way they talk. We love the way they hang out. We love the way they interact. You know, we want to be with them. I took my family to Santa Rosa and we sat at the park bench. You know, and we took pictures there, like, you know, the little fountain where they were at in the movie. We were there. We ate ice cream. You know, because we wanted to feel a part of that world. We liked it. If it was just a slasher movie, random people getting killed, there would be no connection. And I mean, I'm harping on it, but the whole Sydney is Scream is because she's been developed and she's been the steward of this. Yeah, so for this to go in a different direction, if it's just a body count movie, then I think a lot of people, even people who are 100% this is going to be amazing, are going to walk away a little underwhelmed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible, and ATG says maybe they aren't worried about development; they're going for body count. I mean, it's possible.
That's not Scream, though.
But that's the thing, right? The thing that we all, I think, agree on, and it's why one of our biggest complaints of 5, universally, was character development. It was unanimous almost among people. Because we liked the potential of these characters, but we never got to really know them very well. And that affects whether you care about them living or dying. It all is connected. Like, we care about Dewey. We cared about Dewey and Gail and Sydney and even Randy in Scream 2. There was a connection we had. Heck, man. And now Scream 1 is an unfair comparison. It's a masterpiece movie, in my opinion. It's not going to be your normal thing. That movie was so well written and executed by Wes, written by Kevin, that we cared about characters that we just met. The development was so good. Tatum. We cared about her. I didn't want to see her die. I felt horrible when she was killed. And I had only known her for an hour. And that's how, because the scenes that they're in, they resonated. They connected. You felt for these people. That's really hard to do in one movie where you care that much, but we did. But they kept on, even in Scream 2. There's each movie I could name characters. So I guess the point is, man, we're used to that. That's what we're used to seeing in a Scream movie, and we didn't see it in 5. And I chalked it up to the pace of the movie. There was probably a lot of scenes that were cut. We know 30 minutes of the movie was cut from the first draft, and they had to cut it out. Maybe that's the character development. It's on the editing floor. We lost it. Could be. But I am hoping in 6 that we really see James and Guy's writing elevate and to another level, and we see Radio Silence continue to grow because they're young guys too. Filmmakers go, as far as filmmakers go, they're still new to a big budget film. They did Ready or Not. That was their biggest movie, and I think their best movie, probably even more than Scream 5, in my opinion. As a movie, just saying as a movie itself, it was probably their best work. But I think they're still growing and they're learning. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving everybody a chance. I'm going to go in saying, guys, come on, man, show me what you got. Show me what you're working with. Yeah, watch me now. All right. So that's what I'm hoping for. And I'm going to stay optimistic. You guys know that. I love Scream. It's my favorite franchise. And if it sounds like we're being negative, I don't really see it as that. I see it more as we are being honest. We're being open and transparent because we care about it. If I didn't care about the franchise, I'd be like, oh, whatever. If they don't do it, so what? We'll still go watch it. It'll be a popcorn movie. Right. I don't view it that way. I really care, and so does Jose. We care about this film, this franchise. Therefore, we're going to be passionate about it. And and I know that you want us to be honest. You don't want us to come on here and just paint pictures of roses and flowers and rainbows. If we're feeling thunderstorms inside, we're not being honest with you if we say that. But that doesn't mean that look, we got a long ways to go. They're only halfway done filming. A lot can change, my friend, over the course of the next weeks and months and months. And a trailer drops. We may get that trailer and be like, oh, snap, dude. Hold on. I think we're going to be okay. This thing looks, anything can change. But I think that, I've always told you guys, and I know that for those of you who are familiar with Jose, you know this too. And for those of you new to his channel, tonight you'll learn this. We're going to always tell you what we feel is the truth. And if we're speculating, that's why I'm saying I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm going to put that out there. And sometimes I actually hope I'm wrong on some things I say. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Right. Jose does the same on his channel. And so that whether we're right or wrong at the end of the day, it's more about being open with you where we're at the moment. And at the moment, these are our concerns. And we both inside are desperately wanting an amazing movie. And we're desperately pulling for radio silence. We're desperately pulling for James and Guy as they're probably doing some rewrites as they're filming to just make amazing choices and to make amazing shots when they're filming it. We're desperately wanting this to happen as we're speaking. They are filming right now. Right now. They're filming mostly at night. I guarantee you they're probably filming as we're talking, making shots as we're speaking. We want them to be amazing. And I do. And so does Jose. But we're not going to come on here and lie to you and say we don't have some concerns. That's not being honest and open. That's not, you guys are here because you respect honesty. And so don't take it as bashing something. It's not bashing anything. Believe me, I got the first aid kit already. I'm the first one to patch it up and try to make it live and survive. So anyway, I've ranted a bit here, but any other thoughts, man, on Scream 6? Go ahead, Jose.
No, I mean, that's true, man. We're fans, and I've lived with this franchise for 27 years or whatever it is. 30 years or whatever. I love it. I love it so much. It's a big part of my life, and I want them to make a good movie. I really want a good movie, but I don't want them to, do a Last Jedi situation where they decide, oh, this is what the fans really want, and then they completely gut what Scream is, and then it's like, well, then you're not. You said you were a Scream fan, but you're proving to us that you're not by delivering something that is called Scream, but is it's something else in disguise, or delivering something that doesn't make the last one better. Here's what your sequel should do. You should make the sequel. Oh wow, the last one is a richer experience because we revealed some stuff, and now this one has opened up the world, given us more to see. Then the seventh, you wrap it up in a nice little bow, and I mean, if you do something fantastic, I'm okay with it. But now you're dealing with characters that are outside of the scope of influence of the original 4 movies. Now it's people who aren't barely connected. I mean, she never even knew Billy, so barely connected to that world. And so now you have to, really stretch and strain to have those connections happen. And I think that might be a stumbling block when it comes to their writing, when they're them trying to, fill that void in that connection. And I really, oh man, I just really wish they don't stumble so hard that they deliver something that is not what anybody wants. Even the people who are excited for it are disappointed. And I think more people will be, just because of the fact that we are more connected to these characters now than we were in part 5. So fingers crossed, but who knows?
Heck yeah, man. That's right. Fingers crossed. We're doing all that we can on our part to try to be there and support this movie. And look, I will keep you guys posted. Again, my buddy Chris, man, he's my soldier on the ground in Montreal. And every day I wake up, I'm just waiting to see a new email that says update. I'm like, oh, let's go. I mean, what kind of goodies do I have in my inbox? What pictures and stories? And I will keep you all posted as soon as I know more as far as the locations go. And if Nev, if he sends me an image of Nev, I'm gonna have to sit down, take deep breath, and really contemplate my future.
Text me. Please send me a message. I won't post or anything. But if you need somebody to bounce ideas, like what do you think I should do? Let me know. I'm
Because
curious.
seriously, Jose, that is a huge. I feel a huge responsibility to the community to break that. For me to break that to the world
Yeah.
is
Oh yeah.
crazy. That's like it's because a part of me is like, should I even? Do I even do it? Is this gonna? Am I gonna get crucified as spoiling the movie for the whole fandom? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I think about. But
Somebody's gonna do it. I mean, you might as
oh
well
yeah,
get the clicks.
right. Well, I mean, that's true. We'll see. Like I say, I'm not going to think a whole lot about it because I know it's going to be hard for Chris to get that. It's going to be really difficult. It's going to have to be right place, right time. Everything lines up, but there's always a chance. There's always a chance. So I may call you and say, dude, I got a humongous crisis dilemma on my hands right now because I could go live and man, it could be a big thing.
That'd
But
be
at the
huge.
same time, I want to be responsible. I don't want to because I'm a spoiler-free channel.
Sure.
As you know, I don't talk spoilers here at all. So just theories. Hello,
Right. Right.
NC Myers. Welcome.
When are they wrapped? Do you know when the wrap date is?
Well, it was originally August the 10th, but they started 3 days later.
Mm,
And so I suspect that they probably are now the 13th or 14th of August. That's my
mm.
guess. I'm sure they probably bumped it out another 3 days.
Damn, that's a short shoot.
It's nine weeks and 3 days total. Yeah, 9 weeks
Okay.
and 3 days. So, I mean, it's not too bad. 9 weeks, right? Almost 10 weeks. It's for a slasher movie anyway. That's not too bad. With
Yeah,
that,
but $35 million.
yeah.
I mean, I would imagine, but then also Gail. I mean, Courtney
Hmm.
coming back. I'm guessing they must have matched her
Hmm.
rate to have her
Yep.
back.
And
How much is?
allegedly a larger part too. Remember, allegedly she has
Yeah.
a larger part in this movie.
Do you think she survives, or do you think she's a goner?
I think she survives, man. I
I
really
hope
do.
so.
I know. Me too. I don't want
No,
her.
they kill Gale. They've irreparably damaged the franchise at that point. I mean, you already killed Dewey, and people were not happy about that. And there's some people who won't come back because of it.
Hey, I'm
You
good
killed
friends with
Gale.
someone that will not watch Scream 6 because of Dewey. And he's being dead serious. He's like, and we're like really good friends. He's like, man, that's it. That's it. I'm done with the
Yep,
franchise because of that decision.
my
And I
daughter.
know that
Yeah,
well, okay, I was gonna say I know it's a minority, but there's people that have that feeling for
yep,
sure.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter's 14, and she grew up with Scream, and Sydney is like one of her idols. And no, Dewey's dead. She's like, no, I'm good. I'm done. As far as she's concerned, Part 5 doesn't exist. So
Oh no.
yeah, she's really not a fan of that one.
Well, I mean, it's hard to not. It's hard to watch that movie with that death scene in it. I just but and I think it's one of the reasons it's not as rewatchable for me. I just
Right.
don't. I've seen it 9 times and I can't get
It's
to
not a
that 10th
fun
viewing.
movie. The main
It's
thing is it's also not
yeah,
fun. It's a very
yeah.
dour. People are crying in almost every scene. It's like Scream, fun, happy energy. 2, fun, happy energy. 3 has a really fun, goofy
Oh,
energy.
it's fun.
4 is
Yes,
a fun movie. 5 is like, oh, this is the sad talk about the parents. Oh no, it feels, and maybe it's Samantha's character, but the energy in that movie goes real low. And
it
I
does.
agree. It's not
I
very
agree.
rewatchable, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that's I've noticed as a big contrast with 5 over the others is the rewatch. I could rewatch those first 4 any day of the week, any moment of the day, and enjoy it, even though I know the lines. Like I know the script by heart, and it's
Yeah,
still fun. It's just so well done, and
yeah,
and and 5 just doesn't have that factor. It's just missing for
yeah,
me. It's not a
yeah.
bad movie. Once you start, it goes quickly. The pace is crazy fast. So it's not like you're not going to get bored. It's just it's missing that element. I think it's
Mhm.
Wes Craven. It's missing Wes. It's missing Kevin,
It's
and that's the big
Kevin's
thing.
dialogue. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
it's that dialogue
it
that
is.
feels natural. Kevin could just really write kids, and
Yep.
I don't know, these guys can't. There's just some kind of magic there that's missing.
Yeah. It's true. Absolutely. Couple of things here. I saw a couple of comments we could get to real quick, and then we're going to move on to talk a little bit more about Halloween ends coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. This is kind of a general question, and I think it's good that we can answer, especially the way we've been talking about it now up to this point. What is what are our hopes and expectations? We kind of talked on the expectations, I think, right? A
Yeah.
lot. But go ahead, man. What are your hopes? Like, what do you want to see in this movie to walk out and say, yes, they did it?
That's tough. I don't want it to be Scream 2. You know, in terms of like a rehash of Scream 2, I want Gail to live. I want Kirby to live. And honestly, they could kill everybody else. That's in my opinion. Tara, I think universally everyone likes Tara. I think Tara should
Yeah.
survive. And number one, I don't want a well, not number one, but whatever. I forget the number, but I want a good motive. 100%. Give me a good
Yeah.
motive, because we're 6 movies in now, and I don't, I feel like part 5 was derivative of 4 in terms of motives. So don't give me a motive we've seen before. Give me something that is unique to the franchise, or maybe speaks to the mythology of the world. If I think if I can believe it, if I can believe Billy's mother is a psycho killer and she hired a dude on the internet, then then I can probably believe anything. But just make it count, make it believable, and I want the surprise to be really juicy. I mean, I think most people could agree the Jill reveal was really shocking.
Oh,
You
it was
know,
awesome, dude. One of my
oh,
favorites.
when she
So
took
good.
you're like, oh, what?
Yes, mind
Game
blown.
changer. So I want that. I want that experience. I want them to go, wow, you got
Good
me,
night,
you got me,
Carrie.
guys. You tricked me.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's what I expect. I want to be surprised, and I don't want to feel like I've seen this already.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, listen, my expectations are really much the same. I want a great motive. I want to really be fooled. I want that Scream 4 moment. And it's just where I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh my gosh, I never ever saw this coming. I never dreamt it." And I want that too. That's what I want. As far as the other stuff, man, if you're going to do an homage, and honestly, there's no more if, they are doing an homage to Scream 2 theater. There's no more if about it. We know we've got the pictures. So it's either going to be the opening or the ending, just like Scream 2 was. And Scream 2 opens in a movie theater, ends in a stage theater. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that I hope it's not that for 6. I don't want to see a theater, and I don't want to see it that close. But I think we're going to get the ending I've mentioned earlier, final act in the theater. So it's not a matter of if. I just hope they execute it well and make it so different that it feels fresh and familiar. That's what I want. I want it to be fresh, although familiar as 2. And it doesn't make me think back to 2 saying, oh man, 2 was so much better the way that
Yeah.
you did this here. That's what I don't want to feel. Like with 5, when they're in the kitchen with Amber and she's sitting there whining and stuff. Please, please, please. I'm like, what is happening in Stu's kitchen? This is not. Don't make me just continue to think about Billy and Stu being there when I'm looking at the panels and the island and the stove and the microwave and I'm sitting there remembering what happened there in Scream 1. That's not a good thing. I want to be like, oh, look what they did with that. This is totally new. They reinvented this surrounding. That would make me happy if they do that. But you're right, and it's the motive and killer reveal. Please make the killer reveals exciting and shocking. And dadgummit, give us a mask reveal. In 5, we got no mask reveal. I want to see the costume taking it off like Jill
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like Roman and like Mickey. I want to see the mask reveal, please. Those are my
Yeah.
big things.
In the chat, Bipolar said, "Don't kill Sydney off camera." Oh my God!
Oh, that's suicide. I almost said that word. That is ending one's career.
Oh yeah, like,
Let me
nope.
put it that way.
You just killed your movie if that happened. There's no way. I can't see fans going, "Oh, it's fine. Well, we can go on without her." No,
Bro.
no.
I seriously, man, like I've talked to people about this before, And they've said if this movie opens up with some kind of comment with Gail talking to Kirby, and they're like, "How's Sydney?" Oh, unfortunately, she passed away last year in a car wreck. Dude, there are people I know that will live. They tell me they will walk out. They're just going to get up, leave the popcorn, leave their sodas at the seat, and just leave. They won't even finish the movie. That to me that is a sin you can't receive forgiveness for. If you kill Sydney off camera and you pull that whole no, I think they're smart enough to know that they will not do that. I don't think they'll do that.
I hope so. I mean, I hope they're not like pissed off at Nev. And they're like, just kill it off camera because because if they're saying, hey, in the beginning they said, okay, we're gonna do this one. All bets are off. This one's gonna break the mold. I forget the words they use, but they're using some scary like.
They said they're willing to risk it all to subvert fan expectations.
Subvert, yeah.
Yes, they want to subvert what we think's going to happen.
And if you want to subvert expectations, we've seen that. We see what happens when people subvert expectations. Franchises die. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't
Please
do that.
just give us a fun damn movie. That's all we want. A fun movie, lots of gory kills and some fun dialogue, and we'll be with you if you make us laugh.
Absolutely.
We're there. That's kind of all you need.
Make us laugh. Get us to really love these characters. We're going to be like all over that. I hear you, Dustin. Let's don't do it like the whole. You don't want to see like the toxic. The stab movies not being good again. I got you. Yeah. If those business executives at Lantern, who run the purse strings for Spyglass, if they call over there and tell the executive producers, hey, if you want us, you need to. We want her dead. We want you to write her. We want you to write her an off-screen death, and it's either that or we'll find somebody else to produce this movie the rest of the way. Dude, if they pull that, bro, I can't believe it. I just won't believe it. I just don't. I'm just gonna believe that it'll never happen. And if it does happen, I will be in complete shock. I probably won't leave. I'll just be watching it in a daze the rest of the way. Like, what's happened in my Scream world? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely. No, it's irreparable damage. Absolutely irreparable damage.
Irreparable damage. There you go. That's the way we want to say it. Irreparable damage. And Scream 7.
No.
Forget about it.
They'll be lucky if they make. They'll be lucky if they make $50 million at the box office at that point. I mean, honestly.
I know.
No. I mean, poor Scream 4. At least now people are discovering it. But like when it came out, I was so crushed, man. It did so poorly. I'm like, this is like the best sequel, and no one's paying attention to it. And now, luckily, people are coming back and rediscovering it. But geez, man, it's that one did it right. And I think if they in this new I call it a new franchise. If they go ahead and they really pull the rug out from under us, they're gonna hurt Scream in general, and we probably won't see anything Scream related for another 10 years, if anything.
Yeah, it could happen. Marcus says, "I'm still making we get a call to Sid at the end and credits roll." Man, I hope so. Listen, it could happen. We said that earlier. It's none of us sitting here on this stream tonight can say that it won't with 100% certainty not happen. So, because we're not Nev, we're not the studio, we don't really know. So it could. And dude, listen, I'm hoping. Like I'm not expecting it, but I'm gonna be hoping it. Like in 5, I kept hoping at the end that Stu was gonna turn around from the corner, and we were gonna see Mocker back in his house again. And I'm like, okay, where is it? Come on. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Is it over yet? And then when Amber got shot in the head with Tara, I said, well, it's over now. All right, forget it. It's not going to happen. They're in closed mode now. But, yeah, it could happen, Marcus. I'm with you, buddy. I hope it does.
But if that's the case, she doesn't have to go to Canada for that. I mean, if her on the phone, they can film it wherever she is. I think she actually lives in actual New York. So I don't know if they can film there at all. But she doesn't have to fly there for 3 days to talk on the phone. So if she's there for 3 days, then she's definitely doing a lot more than just answering a phone call.
Yeah,
see.
that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. If it's 3 days, dude, yeah, you don't need 3 days for a 60-second cameo. That's
No.
overkill. So we're gonna find out. I think. Well, we don't know for sure. I hope we'll find out. No pressure on Chris if you're watching this on a replay, buddy. No pressure on you now, but we need that picture. All right, I need the picture in F. Do whatever you got to do, man. Anyway, good stuff. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and shift now for maybe the next remainder of our time together. We're going to switch to some Halloween Ends talk now. So
Okay.
if you guys come in with a Scream question, if you do a super chat with Scream, we'll talk about it again. Otherwise, we're going to leave our Scream discussion where it is. If you're coming in late, we did talk a lot about Scream. Check out the replay. But if you, if you do have a burning question at all, be sure you send your super chats in, even if it's about Scream, and we'll talk about it. And Polar, I'm with you, my friend. Scream 4 is my second favorite Scream film. It is mine as well. 1 and 4, those are my top 2 favorites personally. Is it really? Nice.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Love it.
Four is my favorite sequel. I think it's the one that got the closest to the original, in my opinion.
I agree. It had the most. It had the most feel to me, like you said, to the original. It felt more brutal, like the original did. It was a lot of things going on. The mystery was good. Yeah, all that.
I like that it was young kid. It was young kids again. The motive was just genius. It's great.
Absolutely. And Darth, it's okay, man. Hashtag non stew train. Here, listen, man. You don't have to be on the stew train here. We understand not everyone has drank from the cup of knowledge, and that's not your fault. That's okay. But you're at the right place to learn of the truth, learn of the knowledge. That's what the Cult of Craven is about. And so, my friend, I do believe once you partake of that cup of knowledge, you're going to understand exactly what is really happening here, and it'll all make sense. And then we'll be able to say this.
Wow.
Just a matter of time right there. It'll happen. It'll happen. All right. So, Jose, let's talk, man, about Halloween Ends. Halloween Ends. Non-believers will suffer when Stu pops out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See, we're done with Scream. But
yeah, we're done with Scream. I
Halloween.
had to throw that up. All right. So here we go, man. Halloween Ends. We get some. So we see there's been some test screenings, right? That's been going on this week. A few days ago, and I'm hearing that there's one test screen of one version of the movie. And now I'm hearing there's a test screen of a second version cut of the film. And I don't know if that's true or not. I've only heard feedback from one test screening. So what have you heard, Jose, with your nose on the grindstone out there, your ears on the pavement?
I heard there's 2 cuts. There's one that's the original cut, and then there's one that is the reshoots cut. And apparently they showed them in the same theater the same night, back to back to different audiences to sort of like get feedback on what cut performed better, which I've heard them doing things like that. I think it's definitely telling that nobody, they didn't have one in Los Angeles, because I think more people would have talked. More people would have spilled the beans. I know I've been keeping my eye out for things like that. But unfortunately, I have an IMDb, so they check your IMDb. They don't like industry people in there. So it's tough to get into those anymore. Apparently, I think the most shocking thing that I'm hearing is that almost everybody in the cast is saying that it's going to be super divisive, and that I think I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I could have sworn Jamie Lee said that if the fans weren't going to like this one, or the fans are really going to be upset or something like that.
Her quote was, "This one's going to make a lot of people very, very angry." That's her quote.
Jesus.
Very, very angry.
That you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like Mark Hamill when he was warning people about Last Jedi. He was like, "This is not what you think, guys. Just prepare yourselves," because he was telling us like this is not the movie we're all expecting. So and then recently John Carpenter coming out saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, it's a departure. And then he quickly changes the subject and says, "Oh, I love working with Dave. He's a good director." And
Right.
um, Nick Castle, I forget what he said, but I know he had some thoughts like this is
He
a
said,
strange movie or something like that.
yeah, he said this is going to end in a way that no one will ever guess how it's going to unfold. That's what he said.
Mm.
Yeah, no one's going to ever guess how the ending's going to be. I don't
Well,
know, man.
at this point, speculation begins. What could they do to this story? Well, we'll see. We will
Yeah.
see what she means by that. And she's
Yeah.
also getting paid by the movie, so we can't really. But
I
when
mean, that's true.
when they start talking trash about the movie, that's when I pay attention. But when
Yeah.
when the actors are saying, "Hey, the movie's good," of course you're gonna say the movie's good.
Right.
I've been down this road so many times that people are like, "Oh, it's fantastic," and then we get something like Wing Commander, which most of you don't even know what that is. It's a terrible movie.
Wing Commander. That sounds really familiar. When was that? Was that in the
Oh man,
2000s?
that's the Stu is in that. Matthew Lillard, Freddie
That's the
Prinze.
one.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
dude.
a space movie. Terrible.
That's right.
Yeah, but
Wing
everybody's like, "Oh,
Commander.
this is fantastic. This is gonna be the new Star Wars," and then it was just total garbage.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
so yeah, I think it's telling. And then the makeup guy saying that it's a weird one. I mean, I don't know. It's
He did
definitely
say
got
that.
me interested, but
Yeah.
it's more like my guard is up instead of like, "Oh yeah, can't wait." And I think that they probably shouldn't have people's guards up. I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah, that Christopher Nelson quote just came out like a week and a half ago. He went on the reshoots because he did their reshoots. They were there for 4 days. It wasn't 2 weeks. It was only 4 days of reshoots. And he said that, yeah, he said it's weird. He said it's weird. So I, I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's my take on it, Jose. I like the first two. I enjoyed Kills. I enjoyed 18. So I'm going into this with a little bit higher expectations because I thought David Gordon Green has done it. I think he's done a good job, in my opinion. So now I'm giving him all the benefit of the doubt that no matter what we're hearing, that we're going to go in there and it's going to be a great ending to the franchise or not franchise, but to the trilogy rather. So I'm hoping and I'm expecting to be good stuff. So if it's not, I will be let down because I'm gonna go in because I like the first two. It's like if I didn't like the first two, my expectations would be lowered. I would be like, oh well, I just hope it's a good movie. But now I'm going there now thinking I'm expecting it to be a good story, and I want to see us. And I hope it's a great ending, like an epic ending to the trilogy.
Right. Yeah.
I know it's a lot of expectations, so I could be disappointed, but that's what I want to do, man. I'm sticking with it. So
Yeah, no, I hear you.
we'll
I
see.
like the first one. The first one was really good. Two was fun, but it felt empty to me. It didn't feel like like it almost just felt like deleted scenes from part one. So I don't know. It just didn't deliver. And
Hmm.
this new one, I'm hearing weird things about focusing on different characters, and it's not really about Laurie. Michael's barely in it. Like there's a lot of things that are,
Hmm.
I feel like at this point, you're in the last movie in your trilogy. Don't go avant-garde. I mean, this David Gordon Green is an indie filmmaker. He's made really
Yeah.
avant-garde movies before. George Washington, it's a great movie, but it's very, unique. It's not a big Hollywood slasher movie. So this is not the time for you to go weird. Now is the time for you to give us a satisfying conclusion to the Michael Myers story. I mean, they've already sort of gone back. In the first one, they said that he wasn't going to be supernatural. And then, I mean, watching Kills, I mean, there's no way he could survive that unless he is some kind of supernatural presence. There's all this
Right.
talk about, oh, he's evil incarnate and all this stuff. So they were already building him up as this like super powered something. So I don't know what they're going to do with part three. Are they going to, I mean, he's been missing for 4 years, which is another weird part of the story. Like,
Yeah.
why 4 years? Are we going to see him hanging out in the woods? What does he have does he live in a
Could be.
cave?
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff that is very, it could go south really fast, or it could be the most ingenious installment. But
Right.
it's definitely going to be the most divisive. I already predicted that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I think it will be very polarizing as well, very divisive. And the working title is Cave Dweller, And if you got to have a 4-year gap, that's what I think it is. I think in the 4-year gap, we're going to get flashback scenes. They're going to be, maybe Lori and Hawkins are talking, or Allison or Lindsay, whatever, and they're talking.
Oh, you froze there. Yeah, you are frozen. Okay, we'll come back. La la la. Hope you guys are well. I agree, but bipolar. Kills had a great start, but it went south. At the ending, and wasn't very satisfying. Oh, he is frozen for a long time there. Does anybody else see him frozen, or am I just seeing him frozen? Oh, he's gone. Guess I'm hosting the stream. Hey, everybody. Blugga Blugga updates on the movie. My movie? Well, I'll wait for him to come back. I don't know what happened. But I just shot pickup shots for the movie, and we're still in editing. We should be done editing by the 24th. And then the movie will be out streaming September 30th. It's called Headless Horseman, written and directed by me. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I don't know what's up. Well, at least you guys got me. I hope you guys are well. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to leave a thumbs up for my buddy. He's killing himself doing these streams because he loves it. And he wants to make sure you guys are having a good time. I hope he's not... I hope his computer didn't go down. I'm waiting for if he sends me a message or something. But, well, we'll go through comments, I guess. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Headless Horseman. Yeah, I guess it's my stream. Hey, welcome to Craven Something Scary. I'm Master Chaos. I hope you guys are well. Hopefully he'll come back soon. Halloween, I don't know. And I can't click on comments here. Actually, I don't have that power on my end because I'm not the host. So I'll read comments. Let's see. Million Ideas. Hey, great name. He says, too many people projecting onto kills instead of actually realizing what's happening. That Lori isn't in it. Enough complaint comes from not understanding Michael is the protagonist. Yeah, Michael is the protagonist. Absolutely. Which is what makes that different from Scream, where Ghostface isn't the protagonist. So you need Sidney. But Michael is the protagonist. But to me, it's like, he don't do nothing, man. He just walks around. I mean, it is what he does. But that's why you need humans, because then you need a plot. He just kills people. I mean, he is a human, but you know what I mean. Two boys and their pops says, in your opinion, what makes a movie scary? Something I've never seen before. That scares the shit out of me. If you see something like The Thing, that's a frightening movie. The paranormal scares me a lot. I think that's very scary. Something we've never seen before. And something going back to Scream, humanity is so scary. The world is frightening. I have kids and I'm scared every day for them, man. So yeah, I think that's what makes something really scary. It's something you've never seen before or could never imagine. And something that will not just kill you, but affect you in an emotional sense. For example, so like I can't watch anything like with kids being in danger. I can't watch that shit. It scares the shit out of it. It just bothers me. It makes me feel sick. So yeah, don't fuck with kids. That's the thing. That's the scariest thing that you could do in a movie is involve children. But Bipolar Headless Horseman, tell us more. It's my 7th movie. It's coming out September 30th. It'll be on Tubi. It'll be hopefully in theaters for a limited release. He sent me a message. He says, my power just went out. Trying to get back in. Okay, I'll tell him we're holding it down. Hold on a minute here. Oh no. Poor guy. How is the stream still available? That's interesting, huh? Hold on, I'll get in here. So Headless Horseman is a take on the Washington Irving story, but with a kind of like it's Drive meets the Headless Horseman. So think neo noir Los Angeles with a headless horseman story. I had a lot of fun with it. I'll say no worries. We are holding it down for you. All right. Well, he'll be back here eventually. Let's turn into a Master Chaos stream. Hey, all right. Let's see. I can go back. Oh, Million Eyes says, I predict ends to be heavily character driven, unlike most Halloween films, which are mainly plot driven. I mean, plot and character are similar. I mean, I think the Halloween movies are more kill driven than anything, action driven. But yeah, I think the talk in other towns that it will be character driven. So we shall see. You never know. Michael Scott, literally, don't fuck with kids. Yeah. I may not like the idea myself. This is from my Shut Him 6 Times, but I'm heading there. It's going to be 2 Michaels. Someone's going to get the evil transferred to them if that's the case. Well, they did say something about similar, spiritually similar to.
Bam!
He's back. He's back.
Here we go, guys. My
There you
power
go.
shut off. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the first time I've lost power on a live stream.
Well, we've been saying nice things. We haven't been talking shit. Don't worry.
Wink, wink.
You'll have to go back and find out. Watch the replay.
Exactly. Thanks for holding it down for me, Jose.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that.
I'm glad the stream stayed up. I didn't know if it was going to go down, but hey, we did it.
I thought I was going to come back and it was going to be all just completely out, and I'm like, oh no. But yeah. Anyway, we're good. We're back. We're good. So, please continue what you were in the middle of.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they did mention the Christine. The comment there says the Christine influence. So I don't know.
Yes.
Someone had a comment about if there's gonna be 2. There might be 2 Michaels. Like maybe somebody gets possessed by the evil. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's very interesting. You know, I know that there was a theory about this Corey character who's going to be like this copycat killer in a Michael Universe outfit, and it's not really Michael. And you know, that's a possibility. And then there's another thing here I want to mention. There's a question I just saw that came up that kind of ties into these theories we're talking about. Let me see, where's it at? Hold on a second. Where's that comment? It was from 2 Boys and a Pups. Yeah, that's the new boyfriend. That's what I'm talking about. That's the Corey, this character named Corey that we're talking about. There's a rumor that he's going to be in it. And then we've got the radio tower. Oh, yeah. And all the potential of what that could be when David Gordon Green says it's going to be a significant factor in ends. And there's a lot of theories about that. And I know Val, the general, my mod here tonight, loves the radio tower. No, I'm just kidding. She can't stand it. I'll wait for her comment to come up. So Jose, let's talk about the radio tower. Have you given that some thought? What's your opinion on that?
Can I say what I don't know if it's been leaked, but viewer Anon spoke on this in a tweet.
Let's be careful because I know Anon stuff can be leaks, like actual spoilers. So
right.
Let's say I'd almost lean towards being. I don't know, man. I don't know how credible it is. You know, the source that he got it from. So I tend to be saying, I don't know. Let's maybe not. But I don't know, man. I'll let you use your judgment if you think it's a real spoiler or not. And we can tell everybody now if you're concerned that it might be a spoiler.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this guy. Oh, he went out again. I think Ghostface is targeting his power tonight. Oh, there you go. You're back.
Oh
okay.
My gosh, I'm telling you, man. So I guess we could do it like this. Everyone here in the chat, if you don't want to hear what may be a spoiler, we don't know. It's a rumor until it's not. That's what I always say. But this is the time. Why don't you mute your sound, and then I'll come in with like a 2 thumbs up when we're done. All right. So I'm going to count to 5 and then give you a chance to mute so that no one will be mad at me. All right. So, all right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute your sound now. All right. What'd you see, Jose? What's the rumor?
Well, all he said was, those of you, thinking that the radio tower is a big theory, don't worry about it. It plays almost no part in the story at all.
Oh,
So at
okay.
least, I
Okay.
mean, and I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly, but
Yeah.
it's in a tweet. If you go to his account, you can see he mentions it
Okay.
when he's talking about the screenings. He mentions that the radio tower is basically it's nothing. It's just like a blind alley kind of a thing.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's good to hear. And I mean, I thought it was a long shot that it was going to be anything more than maybe a location. I thought initially maybe they're going to die there, like Lori and like King Kong climbing the Empire State Building. They're going to be climbing the tower and, getting thrown off and impaled on a steel rod, or maybe.
That'll be good.
I mean, that would be fun. Or maybe
Yeah.
Allison's working at the radio station or something. I mean, I thought about like all these kind of possibilities. Or what if his cave is underneath the radio tower? Like down there's caves underneath that, and he's living. Those are all possibilities I had. Or then the fourth option was a happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween.
Oh
And we
man.
get the silver shamrock, baby. Let's get the radio waves going instead of the television waves.
Yeah.
And that was the four options I was thinking of. So, having said that, let me go ahead and give the thumbs up so people are
Yes.
waiting, and we'll leave it there for the radio tower, guys. Okay, thumbs up. All right. So, guys, if there were any of you with muted, welcome back. We're done with the radio tower talk for this stream, and Val's very happy about that. She's extremely happy about that.
I can tell.
I love it, Val. I do it sometimes just to get her response, because every time I mention radio tower, this always comes up. It just cracks me up. Okay,
That's
so yeah, Emilian says passing on Michael's evil. Well, that's the thing about Christine. So David Gordon Green is like, this has such a heavy Christine influence. He said he actually gave the script to John Carpenter and says, hey, please look at this and tell me if I'm going too far. Is it too close? So guys, if those of you are familiar with Christine, it's a possession movie where the guy in the movie has this car, and over time the car is possessed. It slowly begins to possess him, and it turns him into someone different than he was. And that's kind of like in the gist of it. It's actually a decent little movie.
great movie.
It really is. It's John Carpenter directed it and everything. So, and then here's the thing though. In Christine, they do try to destroy the car. Remember, they damage the front end. It's all messed up. And so there's two things that I thought of with this scenario. If it's that close to Christine, we have a situation where maybe either we see Allison or someone else get the evil taken over. Because I've always said this, Jose, that Michael Myers' body can be killed, but the evil that is within him, as Loomis said, the devil's eyes, it's the darkest eyes, it's nothing but pure evil. Whatever was left of him, he's no longer remotely human. These are Loomis's words. And so I have always felt like that is an immaterial, a spiritual element that is within him. You can't kill that because it's eternal. And so what I think it is that if we see Myers' dead body, the evil that inhabited him is still alive. It will leave him, and it will go and find a new host to possess. And so this is very Christine-ish, the car possessing the person, the spirit. So what I think is possibly going to happen is that we will see Laurie, perhaps, hopefully it's Laurie. Some say it might be Hawkins finally getting to kill Michael when she could have done before. It's like his arc. Whoever does it, he gets killed. His body's dead. He's thrown in a wood chipper. I don't care what they do, but he's dead. And then what we see is at the end is that, like, you see someone walking. It doesn't have to. It could be Lindsay if you want to make people mad. But let's say it's not Lindsay. Let's just say, you could really take people off. But let's say you have just some random person. We've never seen them. They're walking down the street, and you hear the wind blow. Now, maybe I'm being a little cheesy, but I'm just giving you a possibility. The wind blows, and you see the leaves, fall the leaves blowing, and then all of a sudden this person just stops in their tracks. And this happens like right after Michael's killed. They think it's all over. And then all of a sudden you see this person, slowly the camera pans up, and the face is covered up with the mask. And we hear the Halloween theme. In other words, implying the evil that makes the shape, and the boogeyman never dies. Whether you put the physical body out, it's going to somebody else.
Right.
To me, that's a plausible way it could end. That would be, even though you kill Michael, you really didn't kill the essence of him, Michael. You can't. And so that's one possibility I wanted to throw at you with the Christine influence. The other one last one was that as they try to destroy the car, we see them destroy the house. What if Michael's car is his house? Like the car for Christine, imagine the house of Michael being that instead. And we see them, trying to destroy it. And whatever it is about his home, it's what draws him there. There's something otherworldly going on in that house, and that is basically the car.
Yeah.
So those are my
That's
two theories.
interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock in the whole Christine thing. I feel like it might take us down a weird road. And, Blum has said this is the last Halloween movie they're going to make. So I doubt they're going to leave it so open like that where, now, Allison is possessed. But then again, how would people feel about that? If people are okay with Sydney not being in Scream, would they be okay with a Halloween movie that doesn't have Michael Myers? That's essentially the same thing. The mask is there, but it's not Michael Myers. I mean, if it's just like a high school girl killing people, is that still Halloween because it's called Halloween? I don't think so. Right. So I think we're gonna get a definitive ending, but it's honestly not gonna be the ending anybody wants, or at least I would say at least maybe 50% of the audience is gonna walk out going, "What the hell was that?" I think a lot of people are gonna be really. I mean, I haven't seen it, but just from what I'm hearing, everyone talk about it being very divisive already with the cast and crew. It's going to be an ending that a lot of audience are going to be like, that was not where I thought it was going to go. And I don't think I like that direction, but I think it'll be definitive. I don't see them leaving this open to a sequel because Blum has said they're done. So, I mean, it would be really crazy if they have such an amazing cliffhanger and they just never do anything with it. It'll be like a Halloween 5 situation, where They did make another Halloween movie, but they completely abandoned. Or I'm sorry, Halloween 4, where we see Jamie sort of possessed,
Exactly.
and then the next one she's just a crazy. She went crazy again. So it's. I hope they don't do that because if they're not going to pay it off, then it's unfair to the fans. I think it's an interesting idea that his possession. That's true, Extron, about Hawkins. I don't know. I feel like Michael should be his own thing, and it shouldn't be a thing that should be transferred like a virus. I don't want it to be I think somebody mentioned it here too. Jason Goes to Hell thing where it can be passed on. I feel that's weird. Let's make him just a serial killer, and we kill the boogeyman, and then maybe the end of the movie is he's dead, and everyone can sleep at night, and then you have the shots of the city and the town or whatever, Haddonfield. But we don't hear the music, and it's just the wind blowing, and like there's peace in the town. Maybe that's it. I think I'd be happy with just a nice, happy ending. Honestly, maybe that's why people won't be into it as much. But I don't know. Him passing his ghost essence feels a little too much, like a different kind of movie. It feels like you're going into weird supernatural territory that they said they wanted to avoid for this trilogy.
Or it ends where they're showing the town and you hear, that's not Darth Vader. That's him breathing in the mask.
Well, no, I get it, but it's an old guy walking down the street and he's got asthma.
Guy walking with his walker and his cane.
Yeah, exactly. Like that'd be great. They're like, oh, you got us. Okay, we're good.
That's hilarious, dude. It's possible. I'm on record, and I think I'm pretty conservative on everything, but on this one, I'm going to go a little bit aggressive. I think we're going to get a new Halloween film in as early as 3 years. I think
really?
I really do, because I say 5. 5's the ceiling, but I think the floor is 3 because let me tell you why. $250 million, $150 million, and it was released at home at the same time. If the kills had not been released for home streaming, that probably would have been 200 or close to it. And I think this one 150 plus. Brother, let me tell you something, man. I don't know about your bank account, but if I'm sitting there in a studio executive, I'm Malik Akkad, and I'm like, you know what? I got a mountain of money. This is great, but I could go for another $100 million in the bank. I'm not going to wait 10 years. I'm going to be like, you know what? Money. This is too much money.
Sure.
There's too much money. I mean, come on now. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I could wait 10 years and make 150 million, or I can make it in 2 years, 3 years, because they're going to come back. And I mean, now whether they come back for multiples, it depends how good the first one is, because we'll have to see. So, in my opinion, this is not going to be the same thing like we saw with Scream. Sadly, the Weinsteins messed over that movie with their terrible marketing. And no, I didn't even know about that movie till it was in theaters, dude. That's how bad it was in my area. And so, if Scream 4 had made 150 million, we would have gotten a Wes Craven trilogy a second time.
Oh,
we would have had
yes.
we would have had a 4, 5, and 6 by Wes. 6 Wes movies for Scream. Can you imagine? It ticks me off right now that it had to stop at 4. So I think that this is not that scenario. These 2 sequels have made amazing money, and if Ends makes 150 or plus, I think there's no way they can just sit on that IP and let it mold over when you've got hot off the iron smoking with cash. That's all.
But what
I'm thinking about money, just money.
Sure, but what do you do then? Do you continue this because David Gordon Green is gone? You know, he's going to do Exorcist. You know what I mean?
He's
So
out,
do you continue his storyline? Do you start fresh? You know, I mean, the franchise does have a reputation for just, you know, scrapping it. Oh, these are the real sequels. You know what I mean? So it's just going to get exhausting after a while. Like, Jesus, so which one is this timeline again? But if it makes money, it makes money. Sure, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it comes down to cash. Hollywood, man. I mean, is there not a more money-driven bottom-line business than making movies when you're talking about these budgets of millions of dollars? And these guys, you know, the kind of money this thing's made, if this trilogy had only made 90 million apiece, you know, 80, 90 million dollars, it'd be dead. It'd be over. So dead. It'd be like, this is so over it. Like, this is it, guys. It's just so much money. And it just keeps me going back to that. So I think Malik Akkad will take bids. You know, he'll take bids from other studios, from other production companies. And I think the highest bidder gets it. And he says, okay, let's go make another trilogy. And here's what you have to do in my mind. This movie ends everything we've known of this franchise in terms of the Strode family line. It all ends with Ends.
Yeah.
And I think you have to start fresh with a new Michael, a 20-year-old Michael Myers again. And, you know, he's got a new group of people he's after to kill. Now, what you make this storyline about, that's up to whether you want to go if he's trying to go home or if he's trying to kill his family off like the original, you know, sequels were, or something totally different. Maybe the guy's just crazy and he doesn't have a motive. How about that? Kind of like the first one. There really wasn't a motive. He was just nuts. He was killing people, you know?
Right.
And they made the motive in 2 because it was related, but that wasn't in the first one. So I think you start fresh with Michael Myers. You could do an anthology, which I've said I'm a fan of. A lot of people hate it. I love the idea of breaking away, doing a season of The Witch. Not that movie, but that style,
Sure.
American Horror Story, that kind of vein. And I think I personally would love to see that, and then come back to Michael in like 6, 7 years, give it a break. But I'm also okay if they reboot everything, fresh start, man. New Michael Myers, new story, new everything, new characters. That's just me, though, man. How do you feel about that? Would you be excited about that, or either of those?
I've lived through all the Michael Myers reboots, and it's exhausting at this point. It all feels like it's just all disposable.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, in 10 years, there's going to be a new Michael Myers, a new bunch of whatevers, and Jamie Lee will be back. She says she's done, but she said she was done 6 times before. So I don't know.
Right.
It's and it's like, what's going to happen to Scream? Would this happen to Scream? Are they just going to, if 6 is, not well received and 7 doesn't get greenlit, then the franchise, takes a break for 10 years, but then it comes back with like another reboot, but it's they start fresh and it's a new Sydney. At this, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's about money, but you have to also think about the integrity of the property. You only hurt the property if you continue to deliver stuff that becomes derivative, and I think that's something studios aren't really aware of. But it hurts. I mean, it definitely hurts the fandom, and it hurts properties that have established fan bases. If you keep delivering junk, I mean, Hellraiser's been beat to the ground, Leprechaun's been beat to the ground.
Leprechaun.
It's one of those things where I kind of wish they just let's do the anthology movies. Let's leave Michael Myers for at least 20 years. Let him rest.
Oh, 20. Wow.
Yeah, we have.
That's
the
a
other
long
movies.
haul, bro.
Yeah, just watch the other movies. Just watch the other movies. Do anthology movies. I mean, they're not going to do as well because people want Michael, but I don't know. I feel at this point, I to see another Michael Myers feels like, we're gonna get our 8th Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It's like, can we just maybe do something new? That's what I'd like. There's a lot of screenwriters out there who have new cool ideas. Let's create the new Halloween. Let's create the new Screams. That people can go crazy for. Like, I have bodies. I mean, the trailer looked atrocious, honestly, but could be something really good. You don't know.
It could be, and I know we're going to talk about that as we wrap up, guys. We're going to go about another 5 minutes, guys. We've already gone for over 2 hours. 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's been amazing. It's gone by so quickly. It always does. And while I was out in purgatory land with the power outage, Anthony brought in a super chat. Thank you, Anthony. With the $5 super chat. You're the man. Yes, it is too far to compare 2018 to the OG Scream, okay, in the sense that it only brought back the Halloween franchise, but also brought back. Is it too far to compare? I got you. Is it too far to compare 2018 to the OG Scream that it not only brought back the franchise, but it brought back the slasher genre? I got you, brother. Jose, I have an opinion. Let me hear yours first. Do you think that's fair to say that this resurgence has been because of 18? This slasher resurgence?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the Scream property was still up for grabs, and so I think that would have happened regardless. But certainly the success of Halloween has inspired studios to at least start looking at slashers again, which is great. But we still have not seen anything else except Halloween 2 and and Scream 5. So it hasn't necessarily spawned, I know you did last summer and urban legends and all this stuff. We're not there yet where there's an X, I guess you could, is this essentially?
Well, I think X counts. Oh, it's a slasher. Yeah. I think so. Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake is another slasher.
Right. That's another
we could
one.
Put in there. It's kind of popped up, And again, it's not like the 80s where there's every other horror movie is a slasher, but it does seem like there's been a little resurgence. And then Bodies is coming out this year, which is another slasher. So, and there's been other less known titles, of course. But anyway, go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off, but I just want to throw those out there because I agree. Sure. I think X was actually a really well done film.
Yeah, absolutely, great movie. I mean, slashers never really went away; they just weren't really in theaters. There's a ton of slashers on streaming and direct to Blu-ray and DVD and stuff like that. So the franchise never died. But sure, I guess you could say I think it is not that far to compare them as two movies that at least reinvigorated slashers on the big screen.
Yeah, and I think definitely to your point, Scream had the much larger effect because, I mean, the horror genre was like, it was on ICU, brother. It was direct to video. We got hardly anything in theaters. We
Yeah.
got some, but they weren't good. Let's be honest, they really weren't that great. Not to say there was nothing was good before '96, but we all are being honest with ourselves. We know, those of us who were alive as adults back then, we remember what it was like, and it was a drought of good quality films. And when Scream came out, it absolutely busted the door open and resuscitated the genre.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, and look what happened after it. Oh my gosh, for years it was slasher whodunits by every film company, studio wanted one out, trying to replicate it, trying to capture that lightning in a bottle that Scream got, and
Hmm.
none of them ever did. There were a couple of decent films in there, two or three I liked a lot. I liked Urban Legend, probably my
Hmm.
favorite of the post Scream era.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought Valentine was good, even though it was a PG-13. I still thought it was a really good whodunit.
Same director, yeah.
Same, yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. It is. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then you had one called Cry Wolf. That was a decent little Scream-ish type movie. It wasn't. I think it was under the other two, in my opinion. But
Hmm.
it's a good watch anyway. It's fun. But there's other ones. But it blew up. Like we haven't seen it. To your point, Jose, we haven't seen it blow up like that. Now
Yeah.
we've, but we have seen some new ones, and thankfully, what even the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre was not really. I'm sorry, the way they did Sally Hardesty was just wrong. Throwing her on a pile of trash. They literally throw her on a pile of garbage, Jose. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is wrong, dude. You don't do that. Come on, man.
That was messed up. Yeah.
But anyway, I'm getting all off track. But yeah, so Anthony, in my opinion, also, I think that it's not unfair, but I don't think it's quite apples to apples. Because I think the horror genre was in much worse shape in '96 than it was in 2018 overall.
Gotcha. Yep.
I
Yep.
mean, do you agree with that, Jose, or do you feel like
Sure.
I think it was in better shape? Yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think movies are just different now. People are expecting big tentpole movies. I mean, 2018 is a big movie. That is a big, that doesn't
Yes.
feel like an 80s slasher movie. It doesn't feel like a 90s slasher movie. It's a big, epic kind of thing. I mean, movies are appreciated differently nowadays. So they have to deliver, a bigger experience. So that's why I don't want, going back to Scream 6 real quick, I don't want them to give me a bigger movie. I just want a more rewarding movie. And I think that's what they should remember.
Fair enough. All right, guys. So Anthony, let me do your special clip for you, man, to end us out here on your super chat. Appreciate it very much for the support. And you know what? We got to do a Bobo or two here at least. So here we go. Here's the thigh grabbing screamer. Crank it up.
I'm gonna make your bubba bounce right now.
I'll make your bubs bounce. I'll make your bubs bounce. Let's go.
Yeah.
What an ending. Spoilers, that's the ending to Halloween Ends. Michael
my
goes
gosh.
into Laurie's belly. It happens.
Oh, could you imagine? Dang.
Ugh.
Bye, Heather. We'll see you. Take care, Heather. All right. So this was a lot of fun. Guys, everyone here, if you have not subscribed to Master Chaos TV, you've got to check it out. I've got a link in the description of the stream. And I know it's been in the chat earlier, but if you're coming in new here late, you can go there and see it there. Go and subscribe. He's a great content creator. He's getting almost to 3K. He's getting almost to 3,000 subs. He's so close. So let's help him get there. You guys are amazing. You're, such an awesome community. You know how much I love everybody here tonight. You guys are fantastic. And, oh, wait a second. Hold on. Before we shut down, look here. Jason Dyer bringing in a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jason. That is awesome, brother. Jason says, my only concern about Halloween Ends and Scream 6 is how many times I'm going to go see them. I love that optimism, dude. Love it. This live stream is awesome, and so are you guys. Appreciate both of you so much. Stu lives. Heck yeah, he does. Jason, brother, man, thank you so much for your and I love your optimism and your positivity. And again, as I said earlier, guys, no one wants Scream 6 to be a better movie and ends than the two guys on the screen right now, myself and Jose. We are number one in the camp of wanting amazing films, and we're hoping for them just like all of you are. And Jason, what a nice way to end the stream, man. Very generous super chat. And so let's see here. Let's do a couple more clips for you, Jason. I'm trying to think what Jason really likes. I know he has some things that he likes. Let's tell you what. Let's see. I'm trying to be real selective for Jason here. Here's one. Jose, I'll play this one. I know you haven't seen this one. We're going to do two clips. Here's the first one.
Imagine what it's like being a coroner. Going to bed every night knowing the first thing to greet you in the morning is a dead body.
Of course I can imagine, DeRoe. I told you. I was married for 5 years.
That's Sledgehammer spitting out the facts. No. Oh, that's not really true, but it's funny. And just kidding, honey. It's not really true. It's not. It's really not. But all right, and let's see what else here. One more clip for Jason's generous super chat. I think, you know what? Every time I see Jason leave a post, whether it's a super chat or not, two words always come to mind every time.
Okay.
And they are thrill me.
Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me. Thrill me.
Detective, thrill me.
Yes. Nice. Nice.
And to follow that up, Jason coming in with a $2 super chat. Jason's going to keep this stream going. Jason, I'll tell you what. If you guys want to start sending super chats in right now, Chaos, can you go longer? We'll go longer.
I can hang out a little bit. I can hang out a little bit longer. Yeah.
We can go a little bit longer if you guys want us to continue going on. Thank you, Jason. I'm so glad you like those choices. I'm not kidding you, man. I was like a little stressing out a little bit. I'm like, dang it, I want to get Jason a good clip here. You know, what's he really going to like? And man, thank you so much for that. And let's see here. How about a little bit of lounge music? You in the mood for a song, Jose?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's go a little bit of music.
When the eloquence escapes me, that logic ties me up and takes me.
Love that guy.
Oh, yeah. A little lounge music, man. I could just picture him like in a Vegas lounge.
It's amazing. I wish he'd come back to acting, man. I know he retired a while ago, but geez, man, amazing stuff.
So nice, so awesome. That's right, Val. That's right. Everyone want to have an awesome, amazing weekend. And Polar, see you later, Polar. And so, guys, again, if a super chat doesn't come in now in the next like 30 seconds, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I will let you guys know that I am about to, once we sign off, I'm going to be jumping over to the Night Watch Zone to be a guest over there. And Knight and I are going to hang out for a little bit before we call it a night. And so he's like, hey, man, he mentioned to me earlier, he said, you feel like coming over after your stream's over tonight? I was like, sure. So when we wrap up here, I'm going to be heading over there. So anyone here that wants to keep going, if you have a little more juice in the tank, you're not quite ready to go to bed, come meet us over at the Night Watch Zone, and we're going to continue right over there. But in the meantime, guys, again, Master Chaos TV has been my guest. Jose, it's been a pleasure, dude. I hope you had a good time tonight, brother. This was fun.
This is fun. I'm glad we got a chance to chat about all the developments and things, and I can't wait to do it again. Maybe in a month or two we can reconvene and figure all that stuff out. I'm sure there's gonna be way more developments. Maybe official announcement on the title. How are you feeling about that, by the way?
Oh, but
2? I don't know.
well, okay. Look, for you guys that are here, before you guys all leave, I recreated based on that chair, the back of the the chair. I created. Now I'm no artist. I don't claim to be an artist at all. But I took a stab at it. No pun intended. And here is my recreation of what's on the chair. There it is.
Yeah.
And so we see the Scream 2, and it's got the 6 there in the middle. The 6 is very much there. You can see it outlined. And so how would you feel if that's the title? If the movie's released with that, like that, just like that?
I would not like it. It looks really messy. It looks like Scream 26.
Yes.
It looks too busy, honestly. It just looks too busy. I would either, yeah, especially with like the exclamation points, because then it gets crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Halloween? You know, we already say Rob Zombie's Halloween. You know, what are we gonna call this one? Radio Silence Scream 2? I don't know. It's too busy for me.
Because we're like Zombie 2. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, and like I say, I have a version without the thumbprints. You know, without the fingerprints, so they're just 2. I did 1 of each, but either way, it's just, if you look at it, and just pretend that those aren't there. Still, I mean, just seeing the 2 with a 6 in it, I don't know, man. I don't think it'll be that either. I think it's going to be Scream 2. I just think they're going to call it Scream 2, and it's going to be 2 Roman numerals, and I think that's what it's going to be. but anyway, I don't know. We'll see. Nathaniel says he just subscribed. There you go, man. That's what we're talking about, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yes. And Val says thank you, Jose, for joining us tonight. Had a great time. Awesome. Will Knight have a tank top on? I don't know. I'm excited to see, because I can't wait I hope to see those muscles tonight. We'll have to see. I'll be heading over there. All right, guys. Listen, you guys all take care. Master Chaos, I'll meet you backstage here in just a second for our goodbyes.
Sounds good.
For everyone in the chat, thank you for all your super chats. Thank you for all being here tonight, showing your support. And I hope you all had a great time as we did. And I will see all of my Cravenites tomorrow night for Wes Craven's New Nightmare, 9:30 p.m. Members only watch party. We're going to have a blast. So I'll see you guys there. And if you're a Cravenite, are you going to be there? I hope you're going to be there. All right, guys. You take care. And Jose, I'll see you in a minute. Everyone else, good night. I'll see you over at the Night Watch Zone. Bye, everyone.